Yeah, so we're going to test out the volume and stuff like that. So just catching up with Nicky, and
Yeah.
he's been in the industry for a long time. He's been a facilitator, trainer. He's a dad. He's a PT, and Sid doesn't even realize that I'm actually even live already. So which you'll get.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, Sid is going to help out with the camera side of things. There you go. And Nicky's probably on the microphone already, doesn't even realize it. But that's the whole thing. So this whole thing is raw. And I can keep saying this. So we're going to do a live. If you guys have any comments, questions, chuck it on the comments section. That's my phone. That's awesome. And we are going to clip some of these things and put it on social as well, so you guys can see that as well, like the tips and advice. So the aim is with FFP is to find for people to help make them more active and help professionals develop. So I think to kind of start with, what we'll do is, this is Nicky.
Hi. Are we on already? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, no messing about, straight in.
This is what it's about. I think it's just raw, real, and I'll clip it down and people can jump in. So I'll try and monitor as well on the YouTube as far as people watching and stuff like that. But I thought we could start with kind of a bit of context. You?
Sure.
People that, yeah. I mean, the people don't know me,
Yeah.
but you know.
So my name is Nicky Holland. My brand name is Nicky Fitness. I've lived in Dubai for 11 years. I've been self-employed now for 9 years, and I have a personal training business which offers one-to-one coaching alongside online if people want to cover, training and programming when they're traveling, because a lot of people do, especially in this part of the region. And I also have another business called the Wellness Corporation, and we deliver wellness workshops to corporates to help them more aware of their well-being, their mental health, their physical health, and help them be more productive. My previous background was football. I played football for Swansea City, got injured, went to university, got my degree in sports coaching and performance, and got into the fitness industry that way. Back in the day, I was working 2 or 3 different jobs whilst playing semi-professional football. And then I obviously fell in love with helping people not just reach their fitness goals, but become better in their lifestyle and their habits and their daily routines. And that's what I'm trying to pursue here, is to get more people like Grant is trying to find fit people. I'm trying to help people get more active, achieve their goals, but from a lifestyle and a holistic approach.
Quick summary.
Yeah.
Bro, one of the reasons I really want to catch up with you as well is because you've been, like you just explained, you've been through that process where a sports athlete to a coach. And I think one of the biggest things is that, especially here in the UAE, you go find more people, they're like, oh, I want to be the PT because they saw this glamorous lifestyle. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people get into the space and then they fail in the space. Going through what you did, would you change anything? Like as far as how you got into the fitness, how you become a coach, PT?
Good question. I personally wouldn't change my journey. When I was younger, I just wanted to play football. I wanted to play professional football. That was my focus. I was lucky enough to represent Wales, my country. But when I got injured, I felt that I needed something else to challenge me. And getting involved in fitness for me was kind of a release. I find that nowadays there is a lot of there seems to be more of a rush to get into the fitness industry and be successful. A lot of people tend to not necessarily understand how it takes years, it takes time, and it's a process where you have to improve on your skill set, you have to build up your client base, build up your brand. So I wouldn't change anything different myself, but if someone new was coming into the industry,
Would you not change it because you fell into that quite easily, or that just happened to be it ended up being right for you?
I think that was my natural progression.
Okay,
I studied university. The natural progression for me was something to do with sport.
Yeah.
So whether that was to go and help be a football coach, which I did do for a period of time, part-time, or whether it was to become a personal trainer or work in a private health club. I actually did Les Mills classes for a period of time, which is the path that you did as well. Les Mills Body Pump and CX Works and RPM was part of something I did for many years. But then I felt that I needed to leave the UK in search of a different opportunity, which led me to Dubai.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people now, they want that instant gratification. They get their PT qualification, or some haven't, but then they study and they don't actually
Thank you.
have the skill set of doing it for the right
Yeah,
way.
the all black. Yeah, it's right. Yeah.
Oh, did you get a black coffee? Oh, thank you. I thought I was getting mine. I got one. I got an iced latte, but thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks,
You're the one black. No.
Black's strong for me. You could have that one. There you go.
Right now.
I'll drink it.
Sorry.
I'll get it. Don't worry, it's fine.
No, this is good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. Love the head, by the way. Sorry, man. I thought you wanted an
Yeah,
Americano.
black coffee would blow my brains off.
Yeah. No, I ordered 3. It was a mistake here. I ordered 3 and I thought he wanted. I thought.
You'll just pay for 3 coffees, not 4. You'll pay a total of 3 coffees, not 4.
We already paid.
No, he paid and I paid separate. So we've paid already. It's all good.
Do you want a coffee? Yeah, that's all right.
You thought you hadn't paid, did you?
You're right. There's tons of people that want to quickly get in, and I think it's because like I really want to jump on that because it's one of the questions they always get asked. Is like people they have this thing. I want a personal trainer. What certification can I do? Or what's the best certification? Whether it be for locally, globally, like a lot of people try and think about that. And for me, I actually say, look, certifications are great, obviously, for base knowledge, but it's not going to help you become a PT. What do you say to that?
I think you need that on the floor experience.
Yeah.
And as much as a certificate can give you the knowledge, you have to then be able to apply it into the real world. So you have to have people skills. You have to communicate. You have to be able to know when to progress or regress someone's training. You have to know how to spot or coach safely so that they don't get injured.
Yeah.
On the PT course, and I've been a tutor and assessor for a number of years also, is that you teach the course to get the learners to pass.
Yeah.
You don't, when you actually learn, it's like when you pass your driving test, the real experience comes then once you've got your certificate, you've got the basics and the fundamentals, but then you learn more when you're on the job.
Yeah.
You know, and in the years that, hopefully follow after you get your qualification. Yeah.
So would you like? So I actually personally recommend people not to get the certificate to start with.
Okay.
I recommend them go to the gym, do your own training, do your self-learning, like that practical side of things. Like understand that first, and then, like, in my mind, you do that certificate for your self-learning first, right? And then, like, great, you have that knowledge, but you're applying it for yourself, so you understand anatomy and systems and stuff like that. And then it kind of goes to that fact of, if you're doing really well at it, then, I think it's the look for the notice of someone will come and say, oh, can you show me how you did that? Or what did you do to get to where you went to? And that's kind of that slow of like, oh, let me show you. And if you're good enough at that side of things, you start getting paid for it. That's what I recommend instead of going, go to a PT course and get the PT.
I think, no, that's definitely the right angle to go, because a lot of people that were on the PT courses that I taught, the ones that trained themselves already had that interest and that passion for health and fitness. So those are the ones that are more committed, they're more likely to get the coursework done, they're more likely to pursue a career in that industry. There were a lot of people that came from a corporate sector that didn't really train themselves, which then made it harder for them to understand movement patterns, biomechanics, how muscles work. So I think it is important that if you are wanting to get active, or if you are actively going to classes and you're in the gym now and you want to take it to the next level, then getting that PT qualification is definitely a good step for you.
Mike Bourne said there's something blocking your face at the moment.
Blocking my face?
I think it's
Oh, is it the light?
I don't know, mate.
Do you know what? It's probably a good thing.
Don't worry about both me. Don't worry about me. No one sees you, me. It's all just casual. But I'm just trying to make as many helpful points as possible as well. So, because like one of the things that also from your side is you've gone through as a sports coach. You know what I mean? So you've gone through that, which as an athlete, there's proof of. Like I think that's where a lot of people miss the proof of that they have the ability to help somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like the fitness competition, so obviously people thought, oh, okay, well, or Les Mills, like I was really teaching people in front, and it just put me in front of a whole lot of people. Or sports coach in your case, or playing football, as you get in touch with a whole lot of people. So it's someone asked me actually, I think it was last night, literally is like, how do I find more clients? So well, you've got to be in front of people. People could,
Yeah.
as black and white as you can make it, you've got to be seen.
Yeah, and I think as from a sport perspective, if people watching this have played sport, you have a discipline, you've been a part of a team, you understand the work ethic that's involved and required for lifestyle fitness.
Yeah.
So then to be able to pass that on to others, I believe is easier because you've been in a position where you've maybe trained 5-6 days a week and had to get a competitive game on the weekend. So that discipline mindset is already there, you know, and you've maybe learned from coaches that used to teach you what is needed to be successful, you know, how you manage emotional, physical and mental stress, how you prepare for games, how you should prepare your nutrition before you exercise. So like a lot of the tips that I still use with my clients now are things that I've maybe learned from football coaches, managers, and you know, I've obviously studied too, but it allows you to take your training to the next level then.
What was the best thing you've learned then, or what's the one thing you'd recommend to someone else?
I knew that question was coming.
Are you reading my mind?
What's the best thing? I can't really pinpoint it down to one. I just think that having an active lifestyle, if that is something that you're currently doing or you want to do, it opens up an opportunity of so many different things, right? You can...
Even like sports, or you mean just...
In general. At the moment, let's take, for example, CrossFit, High Rocks, group fitness classes, running clubs. Those type of communities are massive. They're really growing at the moment. And I think if someone wants to get into something like that, because it's a community, you're a part of it, you feel that you don't want to leave. So then it becomes something that you want to stay in for a long period of time, and you do it because there's a social value of it, you get results from it, you're lowering your blood pressure, you're improving your cardiovascular fitness, you're getting stronger, your aesthetic is changing. So I think for anyone that wants to get into fitness, you know, do it straight away, you know, and try and get into a community or a club or work with a trainer that can fast track you to getting results and seeing the best that you can be, really.
Do you think it's like it's pretty funny because like I always tell people, like they go like, oh, how do I find clients? So, yeah, okay, join a community, join a club, go to the gym, go to sports, join a sports team, something like that. And I know I've always seen this mentality and the shift of it's like the first thing they want to do is sell themselves. And I was like, no, just go there to enjoy the fact of being there, like the running club, like just to connect with people or to connect with a sports team and to play like something you're passionate about, not to go and bring the doorbell and sell with your suitcase and your tie.
I don't know if it worked for you, but when you used to teach Les Mills classes, you know, and you know you're on the DVDs and stuff, you probably got people coming up to you from that because they recognised you doing that, and then you could have got one-to-one coaching off the back of that.
Easily.
So
totally.
I think you're doing it to the audience, but then if people wanted a specific coaching, for example, if I was to go to a running club, I wouldn't be there with my brand and I'm a PT, look at me. I'd go there to meet people, and then if people then you start talking, you think, okay, could I help this person from a strength perspective that's going to help them get better at their running? Yes, maybe. And then it grows from there. But I do think, you're right. A lot of people do come across that I have to sell, I have to get money, I have to grow my business. Whereas really you have to build that relationship first, and then people will buy from you if they trust you and if they get to know you as a person. You know, if you're genuine and authentic, then you're more likely to be successful.
Do you think it's important to like there's a lot of trainers there don't look the look, don't walk the walk? Like how important? Like where's that on the scale of, let's say, the one and only type thing?
Let me flip that question on you. If you went to the dentist,
right? 2 sorry, what is the parking thing here again? Because I've done my parking.
362C.
362C. I've probably already got a fine, to be honest.
To be fair, I've not seen the car go past, so I think you're okay.
Oh, sweet. Sorry.
So let me flip that back on you. So let's say if you went to the dentist and the dentist didn't have very nice teeth, would you have trust in the service he was going to do for you?
Yeah, personally, no. See, but I also look at two different ways though.
Yeah.
Like I look at it from it's not a black and white. It's it's one connection. First of all, like I'm always like, there's two things: connection and trust for me. So you got to be able to connect with someone first before they're going to trust you with doesn't matter what, right? So someone might trust you for PT, but they may not trust you with finance, or they might trust you with children or something like, completely different.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just black and white. Like, I think when I always like recommend people to, like, when they're going to get into the space, like, you just gotta, you're not going to sell them or win them over on the first time type of thing. Like, it's kind of more maybe like the dentist thing. There's more context behind just the whole, oh, they've got good teeth or bad teeth.
I
There's
think
a reason.
Being in shape helps.
Oh, massively.
And I think
Massively.
having a basic level of fitness, because what that tells a potential client is that you have the discipline and the skill set to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And then for me, I've always wanted to be in shape and be at a level of fitness, whereas if you said to me tomorrow, let's go do deadlifts, and I can deadlift 200 kg, let's go for a 5K run, I can go for a 5K run. I've worked up to a level where I feel comfortable in, like, doing all different varieties of sports and fitness.
Yeah.
And for me, that's optimal health, because I've got good blood work, I feel fit and healthy, I'm confident in my physique, I'm happy with managing my exercise and my work and social life balance. So it takes time to build to that, but I think as a personal trainer, going back to your original point, you do need to have some form of fitness. You might not be, a men's health cover model, but you need to have some level of fitness to be able to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
You can't tell somebody, and it does annoy me, one of my icks on social media is when you see people do this exercise to grow your biceps, and they don't have biceps. Or, do this exercise for abs, and they don't have abs. And it's like, come on, like
100%.
you have to be a role model to some extent for people to showcase it. Otherwise, if you were growing your biceps, you would have big biceps if that exercise worked.
Yeah,
but
totally.
You don't. So I think being in shape does play a big part, but there are trainers that I've worked with and that I've managed through my time in the fitness industry that weren't in shape because maybe they are in a phase of building a family. Their fitness has been put on the back foot, but their knowledge is incredible, you know, and they know how to coach and how to correct and how to educate somebody. So their skills.
There's a balance, right? Like you don't have the, I don't know, bluntly, but if you don't have the body, have the brain.
Yeah.
Type of thing, because there is a big thing of theoretical. Because that's the other thing too. Like when people talk about theoretical versus practical, like people can have all the theory in the world, but if they can't relay it across to somebody, then like have you?
It's a skill. You know, I think getting in shape is a skill. Having
Separate skill, though, right?
is a skill. Yeah, and both of them have to be worked at. You know, you have to look to improve on both of those areas if you want to find that balance of looking good and being a good educator where you have the knowledge understanding. Because like you have to work at both. Like I might be happy with how I am now and the shape that I'm in, but if I don't maintain that and work at it, I'm going to go out of shape. Same with my knowledge and my education. If I don't, you know, look to upskill or do a CPD course or learn something I'm trying to learn more about at the moment, which is big in the industry, is peptides. You know, so I'm trying to do a bit more research and understanding for my own level on that. If I don't do that, the way I think the industry is going in 3 years' time, I'm gonna get left behind because my clients are going to be coming to me asking me, should I be taking these peptides? Should I be doing that? Well, if I don't have that knowledge and I don't upskill myself, they're going to go to somebody else and I'm going to lose business.
No, massively.
You know, so
I think it's a huge one. That's something that I've always gone like with people like what people knew 10 years ago is like as a trainer, like what I knew as a trainer back then, most or common people know it now these days. Like they know the most muscles, the bones. They know all these basic fundamentals. They know a lot about nutrition. They know about peptides or Ozempic or anything else that goes on, right? And so like, to stay relevant or stay in the game, I suppose. 100%. It's
and also I think the role of a personal trainer has evolved. There is the hybrid model. A lot more people are doing online. But at the same time, if you're a level 2 or level 3 personal trainer and you're newly qualified and you're just coming into the industry, it's tough because what was the role of a trainer is now different. You know, there's more expectation. Clients don't essentially want you to just coach them, here's your training program, count your reps, improve your form and technique, and take you through an hour-long session. Clients now, they want you to manage their nutrition, work out their macros, help them on the weekends where they might overindulge. How do they draw that back in? Understand a healthy lifestyle. What does a balanced lifestyle look like from a mental health perspective and a physical health? And how can you, if you're traveling and you work away a lot, how can you still stay on track with your fitness goals?
Yeah.
What things can you do to stay in shape when you travel? And there's such a massive realm of responsibility and opportunity now, where as a coach you have to be open to helping people in those areas, not just here's your training program, go to the gym, off you go.
Big interesting question for me, because like most people are selling them on, like when people sell PT, they sell it traditionally as, say, 10 sessions, 1 hour sessions.
Yeah.
I think that's the stupidest thing in the world, to be honest, personally, but what are your thoughts on it? I understand it, but I mean, it's like, man, the world's changed, man.
I've got mixed. I think you're not going to see that much in 10 sessions. You need to, it all comes down to basically a client consultation. So if I was to sit with you and we were to say, right, Grant, I'm your coach, this is what your plan is, what do you want to achieve in the next 6 months? What do you want to achieve in the next year? And then you reverse engineer from there, because in 10 sessions, let's say you do 2 sessions a week, all right? You'll be done in 5 weeks. In a month and a week, what are you going to see? Not much progress. You might get fitter. You might have better form and technique. You might start to build good habits and into a routine. But in terms of physical change, not that much.
Yeah.
So I think you have to get people to understand that it's a commitment and it's an investment. And the process is longer than we anticipate. In an ideal world, if you were to train with me and you could train 2 or 3 times a week with no interruptions, so no travel, no war going on, so the gyms stay open, no bad weather, because that affects gyms in Dubai.
Yeah, totally,
Like if you could give a commitment of, let's say, 3 months, 12 weeks, where you're here and you're doing the training and you're monitoring your nutrition and you're getting good quality sleep, you'll see progress. But it's not that simple, because life gets in the way.
Yeah.
You know? And we've got the summer coming up and people will travel. So the biggest thing I have with my clients is, when they're with me, we train hard, we have a structure, they have a plan, they know what they're doing, they have a routine. When they're not with me is where I try and support them more, because that's where they can slip off. And if they go away for a week traveling to Saudi or Bahrain or Qatar, it takes sometimes 2 weeks then for them to get back into routine with their training and nutrition after that. So I think you have to think of the bigger picture. And from a session bracket, it is important for a trainer to get maybe 10 sessions paid up front. All my clients pay me up front.
Do you still work on a session basis?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, because for a lot of my clients, I know that when they train with me, they're committed to not just 10, they're committed to more. Because when I get to know them on a personal level and we put a good structure and plan in place, they start to see progress, and then they're like, okay, great, here's my another 10. Okay, great. So it's, in an ideal world, you'd want a client to just pay for 6 months up front. Boom, give me 6 months of your time and I can help you transform. But in theory, that sounds great, but life gets in the way, you know, and
totally.
It is difficult then to, if they travel, if they get sick, if the gym's closed because of, you know, something that's happening and emergency alerts and whatever. So it can be very difficult to get people to commit to that, even though I believe that would be the better option, because then it's 6 months.
You're right, there's so much that happens anyway, right? So it's like, for me, like it's like, when I talk with people about like the selling part of PT, I always go like, don't sell sessions, sell a package. That includes sessions, because you know, basically if it's 2 hours in the week, or 3 hours in the week, that's 3 hours out of 168 hours in the entire week. You know, so they, as much as their guidance is there for like tracking, checking up, critiquing, whatever you're looking to do in that space, the reality is that the impact is, like, how impactful that hour isn't as great as what you want them to do, and the knowledge you're passing on, the IP you're providing for a client throughout that entire time. So like you said, like you go through a consultation, and it's like, actually it's a 6 month journey, and it's not just about what we're going to do now, it's about what you're going to do away from that session.
I think it's important, if you're a personal trainer or you work in fitness, that you really take time to set your prices. So obviously, a method of when I worked for Fitness First Middle East was if you bought 3 sessions, the yield per session is higher than if you bought 10 sessions. So
Yeah.
you'd encourage someone to buy 10 sessions
Yep.
because they're committed.
Yeah.
However, if you were to get people to buy on a higher rate, but they were to get a better service, and they were then to start to see progress, and you knew that they were committed, they could buy 20, 30, 40 sessions with you,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about your pricing. For me, I do charge more for single sessions because I have to then do a client consultation, have to write a program,
Yeah.
I have to then find out as much as I can about that person, and then deliver one session. But with one session, with my online check-in clients, they'll start with, I write the program for them. They do one session at the beginning so I can see where they're at in terms of not just their strength and fitness, but their mobility, their flexibility, their range of movement, any injuries, what exercises they're good at, and then look to add that or build that into the program, things that they're not good at, what we can work on. Once I've done that, that's a higher rate for that session than it would be for a block of 10, 15 or 20 sessions. But again, it depends on the individual. I think you'll know from working in the industry too, when you speak to somebody, how committed they are to actually improving their health and their well-being. And I think this is why Find Fit People is great, because you're able to speak to different people from a wide array of backgrounds that some like paddle, some might like exercise classes, some might like gyms, but it's still a fitness community. And at the end of the day, you're all doing it to get active, be healthy, and live longer, essentially.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, right? Like, bit
So
of way of life.
the end goal is pretty much the same. It just depends which path you take or which fits your lifestyle now that you can commit to and do consistently.
Well, what's the thing that you find that most people actually want when they come to you for sessions?
Weight loss. Yeah.
Even like, why weight loss?
I think,
Because like, I'm saying like,
Yeah.
everyone wants to lose weight, but actually there's the ultimate thing is being there because it's the wedding, it's the single and they want to get back into, maybe find a partner type of thing. It's
I think
self-confidence.
personal image. I think so many people now care about social media,
Yeah.
how they look, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and people care about what people think of them and how they look appearance-wise. So I think more and more people are getting. I laugh with my brothers and I wind them up. I've got 2 younger brothers. They're both in the UK and they do high rocks.
Okay, yeah.
And I take the mick out of them. I'm like, can you not do a high rocks race with your top on? Why do you have to take it off? But people are doing it because it's an image and because it makes
It's like CrossFit, same thing.
Yeah, it makes them look good. Mike Bourne would like you said that, but yes, it makes them look good, and also like it does look good, and it does. You're seeing all their muscle fibers working. You're seeing that they're in insane shape. But I think people nowadays, they want that. And also I think they want the community vibe, right? There's a lot of, we mentioned earlier, high rocks, CrossFit, gym-based classes, community runs. There's a lot of that going on where people want to be a part of something. They want to have that social element. They want to have that connection with other people, which I think is a great thing. And if that's what helps people be active, then, long may it continue.
Yeah, go into it. So do you think it with the fitness kind of thing, is fitness, like gym, in your opinion, a supplement, or is it a primary as far as like living life?
For me, primary.
Primary.
Yeah, I'm a dad now, and I think for me, I want to be as active as I am now in 15, 20 years' time.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to be
Yeah,
able
same.
to take my little boy on a bike ride. I want to be able to run with him. I want to be able to do more things, because I think the quality of life that he gets and that I get as we get older will only be better if I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
So if I can work on my health now and I can make sure that I'm strong, not just from a muscle perspective, but from my bones, my joints, my ligaments, my tendons, if I can make sure that the fitness I'm doing now is going to keep me healthy and active for when I'm 45, 55, 65 years old, that's kind of where my mindset has gone. So I've never really exercised to look a certain way. I've always done it because I enjoy it and I have a passion for it. But as we touched upon, looking a certain way does help if you're a trainer, because then you show that you can get in shape yourself. I think from a health and longevity perspective, That's where I want to be. I want to be able to do what I'm doing now in the future, you know?
From that perspective, like you just brought up, like I look at it when someone says like, you know, how do I get more clients? How do I stand out? I use the metaphor of, you know, a sports team, the best player on the team. Like the coach looks to their player a lot more often. They're reliable. The trust that they're going to do something because they're more consistent with it. And although if you're going to be a good PT in this example, or even a good sports coach, then you need to be seen as that player or one of those top 3 whatever players in that space. So if you, whatever gym you work at, if you want to really do well, you know, keep improving yourself, keep developing yourself to get to that top 3 in that space, because
I think
people talk about you, they refer to you, they look
right.
up to you.
Yeah, you just have to keep learning and try and perfect your craft, because if you're good at what you do, you know, you will get, clients will come to you and you will attract new faces and you will grow your business, grow your brand. Like for me, I'll openly say the last 6 to 8 weeks has been really tough from a PT face-to-face business and from a wellness workshop business, because a lot of my clients have traveled. Businesses aren't doing corporate workshops anymore because they're working from home. There's nobody in the offices because of the safety issue that we have currently. So from my personal income, it's been a lot less. But one thing that I've continued to do is think, well, actually, I can use this time maybe to film more content, maybe to spend more time with my little boy at home in the daytime. And I know that when the war is over and people start coming back to Dubai and the schools start coming back, this week I've had 2 clients return. Business will start to grow and start to develop again, because as much as online and community classes and group workouts are good, sometimes people need that one-to-one, face-to-face to get them to the next level. You know?
I think that's the only thing they like. It doesn't matter how much online you have. Personally, everyone's going to be different. But like, and that's why like people talk about AI and they talk about online and stuff like that. Actually, just jump into that, because the online in-person debate, like people saying, oh, you don't get much out of online. It's not really going to help you. There's so much YouTube, ChatGPT, and all these other things that are available, right? So, what are your thoughts about like online training, where it specifically sits and where you can use it as a trainer or as a base, and compare it to in person? What's the place for in person?
I think online is very important because it
do we need to sit somewhere else, do we? Because
keeps people accountable. Is that getting in my head again? Okay. If this is nowhere, I'll move it down.
That's right.
I think for online, you have to have done face-to-face personal training, I think, first, to be good at online, because you have to understand people. You know, you can go on ChatGPT now, and within 20 seconds, you can get a training program, whether you're doing a total body workout or a muscle group upper lower split, and you can get that within 20 seconds. Are you doing it now? You just got on your phone. But
I do, actually, to be fair, I do use it sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, effective, but the thing I think is missing is that you've not got that specific.
Camera, I need to do some work.
Exactly.
It's a bit useless. Come get yourself over here, bro. Oh shit! Oh, that was close.
That's not like right in our face now, is it?
No, but if you jump over here, it'll be a
Do you
little
want to move around?
If you can, yeah.
So yeah, I think online has its place, but I feel that you need to have got face-to-face experience, because at the end of the day, you're working with people, and the communication that you have and knowing how to understand people's lifestyles, their work-life balance, whether they've got a family, whether you're working with somebody who is very busy and travels a lot, you have to understand that. And face-to-face, you can get more value because they rarely lie to you face-to-face.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm sitting here and I'm asking,
it's like sending a text message, right? You're a bit more brave, you're a bit more courage.
I've noticed it, and you know, my online clients might watch this, they might not, but I add more value face-to-face because I can then help them, and I can get more information from that client in a face-to-face session than I can through an online check-in.
Yeah.
And it's more honest, it's more transparent.
So how much would you, I don't know if you do this, but do you have like option where you go like, okay, this is once a week or once every fortnight or once a month, we're going to check in, but the rest of it's online. Do you do that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
There's different.
For local-based
options.
people or for someone that's
Mixed.
Okay.
Yeah, I have international clients. I have a couple of local that are online. There's different packages that we can do. For example, if you're looking to do online, you can do right in the program, and you could do once a month check-in. Those are for people that are pretty good at going to the gym themselves. They have an understanding. They know the exercises, the movements, but they need you once a month to set a full week micro or meso cycle within their macro cycle, that this is what they want to achieve within that period.
Yeah.
And then you check in with them with their nutrition, their sleep, their food, their training, and then you analyze that. Okay, what has gone well the last 4 weeks? What's the focus for the next 4 weeks? And they do that maybe over a 12-week period. Another option then for online is that you do it weekly. So these are for people that need a bit more accountability. They check in with you once a week. You analyze the past 7 days, and you set a goal for the next 7 days. Similar thing, looking at nutrition, looking at sleep, looking at lifestyle habits, looking at their weekends, and looking at their training. And then you've got the option then, whereas you could do a online training program, but every 2 weeks they do a face-to-face session with you.
Okay, yeah.
Which then allows you to analyze their form, push them a bit more than they would do themselves.
Yeah.
Because when you train on your own and you're online, you're not always going to get yourself to failure. You're not always going to take yourself to the level that maybe you need to exhaust the muscle, reach fatigue, and see physical change.
Yeah. Totally.
So face-to-face, I think, adds more value in that respect, because you can push someone past their threshold that they think is their limit.
Yeah, totally.
You know, you're able
There's
to
mental
get more
blocks,
out of
isn't
them.
there, for a lot of people?
Yeah.
So then, is the pricing the same?
No. So face-to-face, I've priced my face-to-face business as more, because you can ask me a question throughout the whole time, plus I'm available when the session's over. So you're getting the online plus then the added value of face-to-face.
Yeah.
But I think some coaches will look to sell more online because they want to take a step back away from the gym floor. In the future, that might be something I look to do, but I wake up at 5 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm in the gym for 6, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I take Saturday, Sundays off to be with my family, but I don't mind getting up early and going to the gym and doing my face-to-face sessions, because I feel I enjoy working with the clients that I have, and I can add more value to them by being there face-to-face.
So what's the real value of a personal trainer then, in your mind?
How long have you got? I think it's just that's such a
Let's go
there's a
one
long
point.
answer.
What's the number one reason, like the value of a personal trainer?
I think if you can take someone from where they are currently to a better place, whether that's in a physical position, a mental health, emotional health, if you can take someone within that 1 hour PT session, from walking in and starting the session to leaving the session, feeling better, feeling that they've worked hard, released their endorphins, feeling happier with how they've pushed themselves and how they've done. I think that's one of the main goals as a personal trainer, is to take someone from a better place than where they started to where they're currently going. And my role is to assist with that by basically mapping it out in terms of their structure, their plan, their training, and fitting it in with their lifestyle, because for each client it's different. And that's another thing that I like about face-to-face, is that when I'm working with different clients, I've got one lady who might be pregnant, I've got one guy who's in his 60s, I've got and he wants to just keep up with his strength and his mobility so he doesn't get arthritis. I've got some clients that want to lose weight, I've got one person that wants to do a high rocks. Like the variety of people's client goals are very diverse, that as a coach it makes it exciting, because each trainer, each session that you're working with a different client has a different goal.
Funny, because I literally got at a PT because most people just wanted to bulk up or lose weight. And I was like, what? Go online. That was just a personal thing. I had a little bit of a burnout. When you say that, then what makes a better personal trainer? Is there such a thing? I suppose I should ask that question too.
What makes a better personal trainer?
Yeah, like how do you become that's what you deliver as a trainer. Then what skill sets do you need to become a better trainer? In your opinion, like a couple of things, 1 or 2 things, or maybe.
Professionalism.
Professionalism?
Yeah, I think if you've been in the industry for a period of time, your own standards might start to slip. So I think staying professional in, not wearing flip-flops in the gym or sliders, because a lot of people tend to do that now. Not drinking coffee in front of a client. Just being professional in how you conduct yourself in the gym, I think is one of the main points to get better. Because then people notice, and other clients and other trainers will look at you, and if they see you, you know, you're on time, you're punctual with your sessions, you're dressed appropriately in trainers and your gym kit, not in jeans or sliders.
Looking sharp, by the way, bro.
Thank you, thank you. I just changed before I got here now. But no, I think the image is important because then you look the part, but then also being able to show up and be consistent, you know, deliver a high level, a high service, good knowledge, and also get results, you know, because that's what people
What would be the micro things for that then? What would be like, okay, what is the practical application for someone to go like if I said, oh yeah, go get knowledgeable, improve your knowledge, or improve yourself. Like that's obviously the macro, but like what's those micros that like,
listen to a podcast, educate yourself on peptides or longevity or health, if that's the angle that you want to help people and take them to. Listen to podcasts is a great one. You know, reaching out to other people in the industry. You know, people, if, for me, for example, I don't do enough stretching, so Pilates or yoga is probably a weakness of mine.
Okay.
If I wanted to improve in that area, I know one or two very good instructors. I could go to their class and I could start to learn and develop that area of fitness.
yeah,
Go to group exercise classes, you know, get to see, if you're telling your clients to go to an exercise class to get fit in between their strength sessions or their PT sessions with you, you should have already gone to that class or experienced that yourself too. And I think being
for knowledge or for understanding?
both. Yeah, I think you need to understand what the class is, how intense it is, and you need to understand, you know, is that going to benefit your client or is it going to make them more tired for their sessions with you, you know, in terms of the level of intensity. But also just trying to grow as a person. I think self-development is important. I'm not saying that you need to go and study all courses, because if you study a lot of courses, that doesn't mean then that you are able to apply that knowledge to your clients. But you should, you know, look to improve yourself, whether that's
around if you want.
Physical health perspective, you know, whether you want to try and, as a coach, you want to try and do more sessions per week, whether you want to try and get stronger in the gym, whether you want to change your physique.
Bottom right.
I think you just constantly keep wanting to improve and to grow.
Then, okay, because like what I want to try and do ahead of now is, if I just think about bullet points of, so the stat is that there's, after 2 years, only 5% of trainers get through that 2 year period.
Yeah.
Only about 85% get through that first year period as a trainer, because like you said earlier, it's they just want that quick. I mean, everyone wants it, whether it's personal training or whether it's getting a result or a goal. Like, what's the fastest way? That's why Ozempic's becoming such a big thing. Peptides now, like the trend is why like help me lose weight, and there's other things coming out there at the moment. But like, I don't know if it's a losing battle, if that's the right way to say it. That for me, as world population, I'm going to go kind of big on this one as far as like. Every industry has this. This fitness industry has this. People as a human race have this, where people are getting better at stuff. Like you see younger athletes in the sports realm that are just like wow, like you wouldn't have seen that 10, 20 years ago, but they're taking the evolution of sport, they're growing it because they've learned from the person before them, so they're learning faster or they're learning earlier now, like now you're 15, 16-year-olds in the English Premier League type of thing, you know, or there's athletes that are just getting younger and faster in all sports. And I think like that whole, if they're trying to be so quick at it, that's where everyone's actually losing out. Like people that want results fast, for example, or they want to get better fast. So like, I want to be able to lift from 100 to 200 kilos in the next year. It's like, well,
I think technology plays a big part. You know, I think we're able to now, if we went for a run, watches nowadays are more accurate, you know, in terms of your heart rate. You're able to monitor your performance. You can see what zone you're working in as you're running. I think wearable technology has advanced so much, and I think that has definitely helped the younger generation. You know, people wearing Whoop to track their sleep and making sure, you know, have I slept enough last night? What was the quality of my sleep like?
but there are these people. But is there now going to be a separation? It's like personal trainers. Like you mentioned before, you need to be up to date. And it's like as a person too, like I'm with you with, honestly, I've gone through ebbs and flows where when I've been in super good shape, people want, they're more attracted as far as not relationship, I'm talking about like just they want to know more from you.
Yeah.
But then when I'm less in shape, it's really weird, less people reach out, whatever it is. But I think that's the evolution of life in the world here, is that if you want to stay, to get ahead, I don't know, it's two contradictories. So what I'm trying to say is, there's two contradictories. One is saying it's never been easier to get ahead. I'm also thinking, well, actually, it's also more difficult because you need to be more knowledgeable, or you need to be even in better shape. Does that make sense?
I think the platform in place to progress, whether you're a runner and you want to run a quicker 5K time, or you know, there's technology and there's methods in place now where people are doing it more frequently.
Yeah.
So there's almost not like a blueprint, but the standard has been raised.
Yep.
But where I think might be difficult for people is that consistency element. You know, is people want the instant gratification, but 20 years ago, people would work hard and be consistent before they even shaved 1 minute off their 5K time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now people are getting frustrated if they've not shaved 1 minute off in 2 weeks. So like, I think the younger generation, yes, they are getting into fitness, they're more active. You know, the statistics for alcohol, hardly any younger generation now are drinking alcohol. They're more aware of how you should behave and what you should be doing from a health and lifestyle perspective. Okay, maybe there's vaping and other things that are not what I think is good. You know,
I think
they should stop doing that.
Yeah.
But you know, the problem that we have.
You know, there is, just to interrupt, there is a new concept launched by Gym Nation in Saudi.
Yeah, the shisha.
Protein shisha.
Wow.
They add like 20 grams.
Do you not know about that?
No, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the stupidest thing in the world. Sorry, it's the most stupidest thing and it's the most cleverest thing. This is really good. Nick brought this up because of, like, this is the mentality. This is, from a marketing perspective, I think absolute genius, because there's people that are looking ways for excuses to say, I want my vice. Whether it be my cake or my shisha or my cigarette or whatever, they're like, yes, okay. And Gym Nation has done that, and it's put them now in their mind. So if they're one day down the track, if they ever, from a marketing perspective, I'm like, fuck, wow.
Yeah.
From a lifestyle perspective, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing as a race?
Yeah, I think anything with protein in nowadays is the buzzword, right? It sells.
Oh,
like
ice
if
cream.
this was a protein
butter,
latte,
where's that?
Protein pancakes, protein crisps, protein bar. Because we know from what we've seen and what we hear on the news that the average adult doesn't consume enough protein in their diet, right? And instead we overeat on carbs and fats, which leads to weight gain and obesity, and that's the epidemic that we're forced to deal with. However, if they market something good, then there shouldn't be something bad that comes with it. You know what I mean? Which obviously is the shisha side of it.
But is it the marketer's issue, or is it the consumer's issue? Because, like, reality has been, and I've seen so many people go like, oh yeah, great. Like,
to be honest, I think it would give me the guy's contact and bring it to Dubai, because I think it'd be a money killer. You know, shisha and protein, I think it would take off, especially for local people that like to do that in the evenings. You know, but I don't think it's the right thing. You know, it is important to get more protein, but doing it in that way, I think there are better ways to do that.
I think it's their strategy to, you know, bring in, like, through these hybrid models, people who are smokers into gym culture, and then eventually self-realization will probably put them off shisha altogether.
But the issue there, I think the problem that will come off the back of that is that you get more people through the door, and you get people maybe using the facility or using the cafe, and the revenue goes up. But then the problem is they're not getting healthier, they're not getting fitter. You know?
It's a short-term thing as well. It's up and then it dies down.
Yeah.
Which is actually a really good point when you put it like. So I'm looking from a personal trainer, actually. The old things in there. What's he saving you? So, like, that's where I think, like, from trainers' perspective, that's where I think people are going really wrong. There's a couple of things I want to touch on with you with social media, and then obviously with just with trainers themselves, is they're trying to look for the trainers are trying to look for the quick fix, because everyone kind of sells themselves as lose weight, lose 10 kilos in 10 minutes time. I think I'm exaggerating here, but they're not focusing on the actual outcomes.
I've actually turned clients away. I've had people come up to me and say, look, I want to get in shape in 8 weeks. I want to do this. A coach has told me I need to eat 1,200 calories. I'm finding it really hard to stick to. I'm not losing weight. Can you help me? And for me, if the goal is to lose, let's say, and it has been in circumstances where I want to lose 10 kg in 8 weeks, it's like, you might do that if you're really aggressive with your nutrition, you don't have a social life, and you just literally lock yourself in a room. When you come home from work, you go to the gym, you lock yourself in a room. That's not practical. And also, I've turned people away because that doesn't really match or align with the morals and the values that I believe health and fitness is.
Yeah.
Because even if someone was to say to me, I want to take Ozempic or I want to take GLP-1, a lot of people that do that, they don't fully understand it because they see it as something that's going to help me get from A to B in a short space of time. But their lifestyle hasn't changed.
Massively.
So they're still brunching on weekends, or they're still smoking shisha, or they're still, drinking alcohol every night. If you're not going to change those key components, you're wasting your money.
Massively.
Because you're going to get that rebound, whereas your body becomes dependent on that drug or that peptide for weight loss. And your weight loss goes down, but also when your weight loss goes down and your weight changes, your muscle mass goes down. So you have to then do strength training to keep your muscle mass. Otherwise, you get to 10 years down the line, you've lost your weight, your skin and bones, and you don't have the muscle density. You have a fall, you break a bone, it takes you 4 times as long to recover from that injury.
Yeah.
So
The question later. So what's the biggest issue for a healthy lifestyle for people, in your opinion? Like, what's the biggest mistakes people are making? Is it just because we're too lazy? Is it because we're too distracted? Is it because we're too busy? Is it because we think by the judgment of social media? Like, we just want to look good, look cool?
There's a lot of different variables that are at play. I think for me, what I've experienced recently is commitment. It's having the time and commitment. In Dubai particularly, a lot of people will travel. And a lot of clients, we can hear it,
Yeah.
A lot of clients will travel a lot, and it's that commitment issue, whereas they feel that they need to be in the country for a period of time to see results.
Okay.
And it's actually, no, you don't. Yes, you might get more results that way, but you can still train in a hotel gym when you're in Saudi or when you go on your business trip. So it's trying to get people to understand that the commitment that they make to their own health doesn't have to be where they don't travel, because life's going to get in the way anyway. So it's trying to educate them, the people, on, if I travel, I know that I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then when I come back, I'm back into my home routine. And making people more aware that, that's what they need to do. And it takes a lot of effort.
How do you do that? Like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue is people, they want to get a personal trainer because they just don't have the mindset. I think it has nothing to do with knowledge or anything like that. Literally, that's their mindset, because literally, come and do I did my weights, I saw my personal trainer. In fact, here in a UAE, I find not a lot, no, actually probably about 40% in my opinion, have a personal trainer just so they can tell their friend, oh, I've got a personal trainer. Yeah, just she helps me get whatever, right? But reality is they don't actually make the changes. And I think that's a little bit different from you and I perspective, because our level of fitness is different from what others want to be. Like, we're role models, but other people just want to be a move.
Yeah.
Them having 40% fat is fine for them, but they can't lift 100 kilos, but that's fine for them because they're just a little more active than what they're currently used to. So I struggle sometimes to see the change in people, as far as they're always going to have that lifestyle that's going to be hard to let go of. That habit's going to be super hard for them to break, so the focus should be on that.
Yeah, you have to try and create a new identity, right? And I
Totally.
think when you live in a place like Dubai, there's brunches happen every weekend, there's concerts, there's fitness events, there's so much going on. A lot of people find it difficult to find that balance between keeping active and healthy and going to the gym, managing their energy output and their calories, and being able to not gain weight. Because people laugh and joke, when you move to Dubai, you've got the Dubai stone, people gain weight. Some people struggle to lose that, and they continue to gain, because also I think the biggest factor that we face here is you could, within 10 seconds, order something on Careem or Talabat, have it delivered to your house straight away. You don't even have to leave your front door or get out. So
even if the shop's down at the bottom of your building.
Exactly. So people people rely more on the convenience of
Yeah.
things like that. If the traffic's bad, oh, I'm not going to go to the supermarket. I'll just go on an app and I'll order it through that.
Yeah.
So you're not physically then moving more. So you're sitting down more. You're ordering it from watching Netflix on the sofa. So your daily movement and energy expenditure is less. And over time, that compounds. So no wonder people gain weight.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people need to maybe prioritize their health a little bit more and make it a non-negotiable in their day-to-day. For example, if you've got an hour lunch break, I know the weather here is starting to get warm, but if you've got an hour lunch break, 20 minutes, just go for a walk. Or if you've got a phone call or a conference call, can you go for a walk whilst you're on that call?
Yeah.
You might get, 1,000 steps, but you do that 7 days a week and you've got 7,000 more steps. for that week.
Yeah, 100%.
So just the micro actions can make a big difference because they compound over time. And I think trying to educate clients, what I do, I try and get my clients to look at that perspective. You've heard it yourself. Go to the supermarket, park a bit further away, walk. Carry your own bags, don't get someone else to do it for you. Clean your car, hoover your own apartment instead of getting a cleaner. It's neat and it's exercise combined, but again, it's movement and energy expenditure. So if the more that you can do that, the more you're going to see that you're in control of your weight. And you start to get fitter, you start to get healthier, you start to get stronger, you feel better about yourself, you look better. And then it kind of snowballs because then you don't want to lose that. And that becomes your new benchmark, your new standard, and that's your lifestyle.
When you talk about this, how important then is it to change your friends or change your environment?
Massive. I think that's...
Which is going to be one of the hardest things for people to do, right? Like, because
It
they've
is.
been around people, they've got this attachment.
Yeah. And again, you need to dissociate away from those old habits.
Yeah.
Because if you want to, let's say for you and I, for example, if I'm happy with where I am, but you want to get to a certain place, if the habits that I have are holding you back from that, then that's not good for you.
Yeah.
And I think you then need to maybe step back and think, in 6 months' time, if I continue doing what I'm doing with the people that I'm with, and it's not helping me or it's not aligning with my fitness goal, then I'm not going to see any change. So do I want to be that person in 6 months where I'm the same, or do I want to actually see progress? But the environment is massive. It's really important.
It brings me to the question of how, again, what's that role, if you go back to it, the role of the personal trainer when it comes to habitual lifestyle for somebody? What is that real role? I mean, like, talk about results. Where's that line of where it starts or where it finishes, where trainers should be applying their skill set, but leaving it to someone else as far as something else is concerned?
I think it's open-ended. I don't think there's a start or finish. I think the start is where that person currently is. So if I was to take on a new client, the starting point and their benchmark is where they are now. Their current health, their current fitness, their enjoyment for exercise, their work and social life balance, their sleep patterns, their food, all of that is where they're currently at. But then where they get to, part of it is the trainer's responsibility, but part of it is ownership and accountability themselves. So I guess the sky's the limit, if you want to use that cliche, is they could go really far if they put their time and effort into it. I had a client who hated running, right? And hated it. And I worked with her and we developed her fitness, and the goal was never to get her to run, but she messaged me recently, she said she did her first 5K.
Oh, yeah.
But for her, that's massive because she never thought she would be those people that would enjoy running and that would run a 5K race. So, like, where you go on your fitness journey, I think is completely down to you. But if you do take care of your physical and mental health, it opens up so much opportunities. And I go back to what we said earlier. I'm at a stage where if my mates wanted to play paddle tomorrow, I feel I've got good fitness, I can do that. If someone says, do you want to do a run tomorrow, a 10K? Yeah, I could do that. If someone says, do you want to do a strength session? Or I could do that. So like trying to get yourself maybe in a level where you're happy with how your fitness is, you're confident in how you look, you feel good, you're able to then pass that knowledge on to others and to support them on their journey. For me, I think that's what personal training ultimately is.
What would be the ultimate network, or what network do you have around you and your personal training side of things to support that? Like, as far as from a professional point of view, as far as helping someone develop. Because obviously, I'm saying this from the point of a lot of trainers trying to be the everything. The physio, the osteo, the life coach, a lot of people come in and talk about, unload all their problems about relationship, like the relationship coach kind of thing like that. Yeah, what network do you set around yourself?
So I have relationships with swim coaches, physiotherapists, osteos that if they have someone who they feel would benefit from my personal training, then they would refer to me. And then if I feel that my clients need some support in their areas, specialty, then I will refer to them.
Yeah.
But I feel that in terms of the whole package, as a personal trainer, you have to have maybe a niche or something that you feel that you're really good at. So for example, mine has changed in the last 2 years. I feel my audience and the people that I want to help now is not necessarily the younger person that wants to do a fitness competition or get in shape. It's more people that I'm more relatable to. So people that are maybe parents, people that are a little bit older, nearly 40 or in their 50s, and they work the corporate lifestyle, but they want to improve their health and fitness, so in 10 years time they're still going to be active and mobile. So my niche and my market, that people that I work with, has kind of shifted towards that, because that's where I can feel that I can add more knowledge now, because I'm at that stage myself. And then it resonates
So relatable experience and
exactly.
Life experiences.
Exactly, and what they're experiencing, I'm going through as well, or have gone through. So then I can then better advise or support in that way.
What would you think from on that note, with trainers? What is the, because there's a very generic, I'm a personal trainer, I can help you build muscle and lose weight. What's your advice to that trainer getting into personal training career, or trying to build one or start one, when they start doing that? I mean, how early is it too early to go like to niche down, or do you go generic, or do you work for someone else, or do you have to work for yourself?
Yeah, I think if you're just starting out, if you're new to the industry, you need to gain experience of working with different people. So different ages, different abilities, different fitness levels. When I worked in the UK, I would take on pretty much any client, as long as it wasn't somebody that was a referral of lower back pain, because I wasn't qualified in that. And I wasn't pre and postnatal, so I couldn't train any pregnant people back then, but I can now. So I think know your limitations, but also try and work with as many people as you can, because that's how you learn to get better, and you understand what their focus is. If you're only gonna market yourself as a trainer in the industry who just works with physique bodybuilders, or I just want to work with female clients, or I just want to work with men that are over 40 that have a sedentary lifestyle, that could work really well, but not if you don't have a reputation or you don't have the skill set initially. And to get the coaching hours in and to learn and to get the experience, you should open yourself to working with a variety of different people, so that you learn the trade before then you specialize in.
Well, it's good for you and not good for you as well, right? That's the other side of it as well. What was it then? Just one. Now you ramped it up. Like you're learning about peptides and what else? Is it just more the types of types?
Mainly peptides, and how to work with strength and conditioning for specific athletes, because I want to in the future work with maybe a sports team of that level. So for me, my kind of learning and development is going down that way. But peptides is a big one, and I think in the next 3 years, peptides will probably be as big as protein shakes.
So I don't know a lot about it. Give us a quick run of what is peptides and why is it becoming a trend, or why is it becoming?
The research that I've looked at so far, peptides are an amino acid, and they're a chain of amino acids. So amino acid is a protein. The order of the amino acids, which might say have 5 or 6 amino acids or more, the order of the amino acids dictate what peptide it is. So you've got peptide like GLP-1, you've got peptide like retatrutide, you've got peptide BPC157, and these can all help the body maybe repair muscle tissue, repair cartilage for an injury, act as an appetite suppressant to reduce your hunger, so that then you eventually create a calorie deficit to lose weight. They all have different purposes, but I think before you look to get into peptides, you have to have the fundamentals of sleep, nutrition, and exercise locked in, because otherwise
Which
you're going
is
to be
what everyone-
wasting your time, right? You're going to be dependable on a peptide, whereas the lifestyle that you have isn't going to then facilitate the peptide to its value. I think if you were to go down the route of, I want to get involved in peptides, my nutrition, my sleep, and my exercise is at a level where I don't know what else to change. I've reached a plateau. Speak to a doctor, get your blood work done, and then they will advise you on where you should be getting the peptide from. Is the source legit? Is it FDA approved? And therefore then you can have that conversation with someone who is much more skilled and knowledgeable than I am in that area. It's not something I don't take peptides, but I know personal trainers that do, and they have given positive results. But as I mentioned, they have their nutrition, sleep, and exercise dialed in already. So the foundation for them is already set.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
any addition to that is going to make a little tweak in progress for them. That's going to be a positive.
It reminds me of the whole people getting like liposuction but not changing their habits. So
Yeah.
they lose it and they'll just chuck it straight back on within the next 6 months to
Yeah,
one
and-
year period.
You know, unfortunately, I had a client, I don't work with him anymore, based on this, is that they drink alcohol pretty much every night, and they used to party and brunch every weekend, and they were taking Ozempic. And they lost the weight. But what they've lost alongside it now is they've lost their muscle mass. And their energy is down, and they're dependent on that to continue taking that. And I think it's sad in a way, because as much as there is support and there are, you know, supplements and peptides and even drugs out there that can help certain people, there is a need for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can help people kickstart their health journey.
Because a bit of confidence, extra,
Yeah,
like just help.
but
Okay.
then you're going to get to a point where, okay, if I don't change my lifestyle, I'm still not going to see the optimal results that I could be getting.
100%.
So
100%.
I think it comes down to the basics. If you get the basics locked in, then the additional support you get can make a difference, but you shouldn't be dependable on them.
Yeah. Then what is it then? Like how important is it? Like this is where I kind of have this debate, internal debate as well. Actually, like
Yeah.
I look at like lifestyle is the more important part. Like personal trainers, the term's been thrown out there, and it's very I'll say bastardized in a way that you know, everyone's a personal trainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I feel like it's going to change in the next 10 years, where it's not going to be about the personal trainer. It's going to be more the specific, like Nicky, this particular type of trainer or person, or like you get referred to because of the sporting background or the knowledge of it, or the aesthetic side of it. You know, not as a personal trainer or a coach. There's always a battle between marketing, people trying to sell their products, which are bad process. Sometimes they just put you in a bad light, like that shisha, for example.
Yeah.
But then there's always battling with personal trainers who are trying to say, hey, look, I'll help you get fitter and healthier. Should there be more of a lifestyle coaching model than a personal training point?
Well, there are lifestyle coaches, right? And I think there are lifestyle coaches focusing on the mental side of things, you know, how the mind works. Because a lot of the connection between mental health and physical health is your mindset. And you might have experienced trauma, you might have gone through a difficult period of maybe a breakup, you might have had a difficult time with your boss at work. That can all affect your mental health, which then means that your physical health is down. So how can you get that back up to here? So I think there is a place for lifestyle coaches too. And I think you're right, as we go into the next maybe 3 to 5 years, the personal training and online coach market will continue to grow. I think that there'll always be a need for face-to-face personal training, because people, my clients that I've spoken to, even when, you know, I travel and they go on an online program, they prefer me face-to-face.
Yeah, okay.
And they prefer
Do you think
that.
because of the comfort, or the confidence, or the trust thing, or it's
Yeah, I think
just social
human
thing, or?
interaction. I think communication. I think I understand when you work with certain clients, and I've worked with mine for a long time, is that you understand when to push and when to ease. So you know that you can get the most out of them. Whereas sometimes if they travel and train themselves, they might just do the session, but they haven't really pushed themselves to fatigue or to failure, which is needed. So as a face-to-face, you get to know that a lot better, and you can analyze that, and you can change throughout the session if you need to ease off things or if you need to add more weight. Sometimes people come to the session and they're full of energy, right, okay, we can push for day at work, okay, we need to ease off a little bit, we're not going to get any PRs.
But how much do you have to, sorry, how much do you have to like not refer? Like how much input do you have to have in saying, okay, this was great, did a great session today, like how much coaxing or encouragement is it to go, okay, when you're out, be more active, eat better, make better choices, avoid, like do you find yourself having to coach that aspect?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are some PTs that I see that will just be like, yeah, session's done, all right, see you later, right, next one comes in, a bit like a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But I think what works well for me and has done in my business is that you give more of a personal experience. And when the client leaves, let's say I have sessions on Friday, and I know, and most people know that Saturday, Sunday is slippery slope. You know, if they're going out for dinner or for lunch, there's likely that there's going to be alcohol, they might overindulge. The weekend is where people fall short, they might order a takeaway. So I say that I train on Friday, we do a little recap at the end of the session, right, this weekend, what have you got on? I'm going out for lunch. Okay, cool. Well, if you're going out for lunch, is it a brunch? Yes, right. I want you to have less to eat for breakfast, and I want you to have less to eat for dinner, and you can eat, you know, within reason, what you want for lunch. So then the energy balance for the day is the same. So it's just giving them a tip that, okay, right, Nicky said, when I go to brunch tomorrow, if I don't have a big breakfast and I don't have a big dinner, but I do have a big lunch, my calories across the day will probably still be in maintenance.
Yeah.
So then I'm not overindulging, which then leads to weight gain. If their goal is fat loss, they need to do that. They need to apply it. So it's getting the clients at the end of the session to say, right, tell me about your weekend, or what have you got planned? What are you going to be up to? How is your sleep? And getting them to, commit to you and say, okay, yeah, I can do that. And then on Monday, did you do that? Did you balance your calories at the brunch? Did you get out for a walk?
That must be one of the biggest battles you have, though, as a trainer.
Yeah, but I think you have to, personal training is more than just coaching them in that hour. You have to
massively, right?
support their lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be a part of it, and you have to understand what they're doing when they're not with you.
Yeah.
Because ultimately,
it's easy to keep an eye on them when they're right there, but when they're not around you, it's like, well,
you have to give them the tools and the understanding and the knowledge that when they're not with you, are they able to stick to the program, which helps get the results that they want to get.
Yeah, massively. Well, what would you like to see with people, maybe you do or don't, like to create more active lifestyles? Like you're naturally active, right?
Yeah.
And there must be a part of you that doesn't want to hang around someone who's less active. As maybe terrible as that might sound, but I mean, you know, you gravitate towards people that are like-minded, or that are potentially a little bit more than or better than what you are. Or
I think you get inspired by other people. Like for example, most Sundays, my wife and my little boy, we come to the beach.
Yep.
Sunday morning, it is packed. And you leave feeling so inspired. Like there were people running, there was people playing paddle, playing volleyball, there was kite surfing going on, people cycling, like everybody's out. And I think it's hard not to be affected by that in a positive way. So I think if you're somebody that's listened to this and you're in a bit of a rut and you don't know where to start, just come for a walk, 20 minutes on a Saturday or Sunday morning, and just go to the beach. And then that 20 minutes, you might get, 4,000 steps. Great. You've got 4,000 steps. You have a coffee and you started your day with some activity and with some exercise. You've released stress and then off you go. You do that maybe on Saturday and Sunday the next week, then you've progressed. You might then go for a walk after work for evening around the community where you live. Start off small, but like those little habits, and then you see more people exercising, and it's hard not to get attracted to that. It's hard not to then want to do more yourself.
What are your little tricks, like for you? Because no one's perfect. Like,
yeah.
So there's little moments where like, oh, geez, I got to do this. I know I've got self-recognition of this is not quite what I want myself to be. So I'm gonna, whatever it is, like come to the beach was one of your.
I think for me, like my wife and I, we train together on a Friday and a Saturday. She's a school teacher. So usually on a Friday and Saturday we train together. And there have been times where I've had a busy week and I don't want to train. But she'll help me get through the session. She'll take the lead. Right, we're going to do this, this and this. So sometimes having a training partner can definitely help.
Yeah.
If you're demotivated or if you're feeling tired, you've made a commitment to train with them, so therefore you can't let them down.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I think that is important. Another thing is if you were feeling, a bit down or you wanted that, for me, going to a class can also then lift you up because you're with other people, and from a group fitness background is that when you're working in a class, you can stop, but you feel bad and you want to continue, and everyone else around you is working, so that then encourages you to do more.
Totally.
But you
Which
also
proves
have
how important environments
Group
are.
fitness classes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you also have to understand that there are going to be days where you're going to be tired and you're not going to want to exercise. One of the tips I do is I'll always train on a Monday. So I take 2 days off a week in my own current training program. I'll train a total body workout at least 3, maybe 4 days a week. And then I'll do a cardio session once or twice, but I'll always take 2 days off, usually a Wednesday and a Sunday.
Okay.
In doing that, I allow my body to recover, and then I take time away from the gym, so I'm not hitting burnout. Because if you're there every day, you're going to get sick of the place.
I was going to say, when you say recover or take a day off, like it's not essentially
active walk.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't sit down and watch Netflix and binge it all day. But I would go for a walk. I would maybe take my little boy to the swimming pool. It's not strenuous. It's low impact. It's low intensity. I'm still moving, but I'm having a break away from the gym.
Yeah.
And I think that is also
from
important.
the high intensity stuff, so the recovery comes with you.
Yeah, because you've got to think you might get DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, so particularly if you're new to exercise, so you need those recovery days. And also you've got to protect your bones, your joints, and your ligaments, because if you're pushing, you're going to get injured, and you're going to burn out. So you have to try and manage that. But for me, that works quite well because I get my 2 rest days. I'm able to recover a little bit, and then on the weekend, it'll be family time, but it'll also be I'll train with my wife on the Saturday. We get all the Saturday together. Sunday we might go for a walk somewhere, and then I'll hit my train on Monday. And last week I didn't want to train on Monday because we'd had Sunday off, and I was like, oh, I'm a bit sore still from Saturday's session. I should recover. I said, no, I'm going to get Monday done, because once you start the week with a good session, it continues then Tuesday. I think it's hard if you have 2 or 3 days off. You don't want to go back. So even if you get to that stage, just go, reduce the intensity of the session, don't lift as heavy,
I'm about to ask you,
don't push it as much, bring the reps a little bit less, bring the weight a little bit less, maybe even the duration of the session, but tick a box. And for me, I learned that last year in particular because I was getting woken up a lot, and my wife was with our little boy, and his sleep wasn't great. So being able to maintain our fitness and strength when your sleep is bad is really tough. It's really challenging. So I think there were a lot of times where we didn't want to train, but we went and we ticked the box. And now I'm glad we did, because you're able to get that balance where sleep massively affects your energy, but if you do get your exercise alongside it, you feel so much better after doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm human as well. I don't want to train all the time, but if I go more than 2 days without training, I definitely train on that third. And I definitely train on the Monday, regardless of, because it sets you up for the week.
What is your belief of an active lifestyle? Like, everyone's got the different understandings and levels of what active is.
Yeah.
What's yours?
For me personally, to be fit enough, healthy enough to do what I want to do, in the sense that if I want to take my little boy on a bike ride, I can do that. My fitness is at that level. If I want to train hard and deadlift 200 kgs, I can do that. I want to be the fittest and healthiest that I can be as I get older. So even though I'm maybe not lifting as heavy, I'm lifting a bit smarter. And I'd like to, do a fitness competition every couple of months. I've done Battle Cancer. I've done an event at Alaya just before Christmas, and I sign up for, at the moment there's a lot of these erg competitions that are happening, and I like to do those every now and again to show that I'm not specifically a CrossFitter or a Hyrox athlete, but I can still do that. And for me, that kind of reassures that the training that I'm doing is at a level where my lifestyle is good, because I can dip in and out of those things.
Okay.
But I think anybody listening would try and find a lifestyle that they can stick to. That might be walking 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
That might be going to a Pilates class once or twice a week. Everybody's kind of standard is going to be different.
Yeah, totally.
So what can you stick to that is going to help your health, well-being in the long term, rather than sign up for a gym class today, doing 5 classes this week and not being able to walk next week and skipping the week. So finding that balance, I think, is important.
What's in the people that some people just don't want to change, right? Some people like are stuck in their ways. Is it important from your perspective to try and encourage them to become active, or is it look off their own?
I'd like to have some influence.
Yeah.
But if I asked you, Grant, if you continue with what you're doing for the next 5 years, would you be happy with where you're at? You might answer yes, you might answer no. If the answer is no, then okay, well, let's change that.
Yeah.
Because visualization can actually make people realize that if I continue with the lifestyle habits that I've got, whereas I'm brunching, I'm drinking most nights, I'm coming home from work and I'm putting the TV on, I'm staying up late till 11 o'clock, midnight, I'm waking up tired the next day, I'm drinking Red Bull and coffee just to get me through the working day. If that's their current lifestyle habit, that's only going to go one way.
Yeah, totally.
So I think it's really important that they visualize where do they want to be in 5 years' time, and if they continue with the current habits that they have, what's the realistic expectation that they're going to be in 5 years' time?
Yeah, totally.
And if they don't like that, change it.
How hard is it then for like someone that everyone does the one that's too late nearly, right? Everyone's like a friend passes or they've got overweight. Like, have you I don't know, have you got to that point yourself like, oh geez, I've just realised I've let myself go, or
Yeah, absolutely. I think situations like that are really tough and they're really difficult times to deal with if you lose a family member or if something happens, something traumatic. But for me, exercise has always been that release. So, for example, if I get frustrated or if I get annoyed or if something happens or if I'm upset, I'll go train because I know I'll feel better after I've trained.
Yeah.
And for me, and
how
I'd
hard
like
is
to
that, though?
educate more people on that, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say then?
So like, how hard is that though? Like, because initially you're in a spot where, like you said,
Yeah.
Monday you didn't want to go, but your partner was there. So
Because I know that the feeling afterwards is going to be worth it.
is there something like you particularly have to do? Like for me, I've literally got to clap my hands. It's like that audio snap to then flick the switch and go up and go.
Some people, like the voice inside your head, some people will say positive affirmations and that can then rewire and right, okay, get up and go. Some people count to 5 and then they get up and go. I think whatever works for you, for me,
Yeah.
it's just thinking, oh, I'm going to feel better after it, so I need to get it done.
Okay.
And also because I work in the fitness industry, I do feel that would I expect my clients to do it? I would.
Yeah.
So therefore I need to do it because I want to showcase what a role model, what it needs to look like.
Yeah, totally.
So if I
Plus
do
it's a
it
habit
myself,
for you as well, right?
Yeah, it's a habit. If I can lead by example, then the clients and the people that I work with, will follow.
What do you think is missing at the moment then in this world of active? Is there something missing here as far as active lifestyle?
I think.
Are we in a good direction?
I think
It's
if you
just all for
if you
show.
look at the demographic, and in Dubai, there are a lot of people now that are more active than they have been. The fear that I have is that maybe people doing fitness events and running clubs might not be balancing it well with their current lifestyle because it's like all or nothing, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And you need to be doing some form of strength training, you need to be doing some form of mobility and stretching, you need to be recovering well if you want to continue doing that for the next couple of years, because a lot of exercise now and classes are very high intensity.
Yeah.
They're putting
You're
pressure on your
unselling the-
bones, your joints, you're hitting fatigue. People can get injured if you don't do those other things like strength training, recovery, eating good protein sources, getting whole foods, getting quality sleep, going to bed earlier. So I think that is really important. But it is good to see so many people now getting involved in exercise and doing a fitness event. And I think a biggest issue that we have is technology and social media, because when we are using technology, whether you're on your laptop, whether you're on your phone, whether you're on social media scrolling, most of the time you're sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sit down a lot throughout the day, then that's going to affect your daily output of energy expenditure. And you do that on a few days, and then also because of the dopamine that you get from doing that, wouldn't it be better to get it from exercise and see a physical change and improve your health as well? You know, instead of scrolling and then getting that dopamine hit and then you crash later on or you feel depressed. So it's about finding that balance.
Mm-hmm. How easy is it? How hard is it? More hard.
I think
from a very practical point of view.
I think it's getting harder because of the way that algorithms are, you know, with technology. You know, we could be talking now, if we start mentioning Rolls Royce, our phones will show an advert of Rolls Royce in about 10 minutes time. Yeah. So it is scary how the algorithm can change and can affect you, but you have to, again, bring it back to basics. Are you happy with your current health and fitness where you are right now? If you continue this in 5 years' time, will you be happy? No. We need to put a plan in place and a structure. And a lot of the clients I work with, they need me as their coach to kind of map that out for them, you know, and take into consideration that there are going to be lifestyle events that are going to get in the way. Summer's coming, people are going to travel, you know, they need to have a plan and a protocol in place where they can continue their training when they're in different parts of the world. And when they're at a hotel gym that doesn't have quality equipment, it just has dumbbells. What can they do to maintain their fitness when they're there? And giving them the education to do that.
Is that the thing you think that's mostly needed for people these days?
I think so, because I think we like routine, and I think when people are out of their routine, that's when things start to slip. So if your routine is a good routine, you're able to stick to it. And I think that is important for seeing progress and for consistency.
When you talk about your goals before, you're talking about like you do it for a particular reason, be able to do fitness, be able to do a 10K, to be able to lift 200 kilos. Is like the role of goals. Like some people have a goal, they get to the goal, a 21K or 10K run, and then fall off the cliff. Like, I'm in two minds about it. I'm definitely more about habitual lifestyle. Like, I just want to be able, like, I'm because I've got the same mindset as that. Like, I just want to be able to live better for longer. Or if something comes up, going for a hike, I want to be able to go. If there's a competition, I want to be able to go. If there's a sport, I want to be able to do it. Like, that's why I do my fitness. I find if I have a goal, I'll get to the end of the goal and I'll be the same actually. I'll be like, okay, look around now, what? Whereas when I change my mindset to just like, I'm always doing this so that I can play that sport or I can do that hike or do whatever it is that I'm doing, right? Or even just self-confidence, just because you do get, as vain or whatever this might sound, you get more attention as the better you look. Like, so that as far as like doing exercise has become a habitual side of things that I'll just adjust the intensity like you were saying before to be able to do something. Like something is better than nothing. With it, you know, because everyone has this thing of, oh, I've got to exercise, means I've got to go smash myself in the gym because of all the marketing. That's, if you want a six pack, then rip out 50 minutes of, I'm making shit up there, but you know, it's.
I think it's important to have a goal. And I think if your goal is to run a 5K, that's a great goal to have. However, when you reach that goal, then wouldn't it be good to see if you could run 7.5 or 10? So like, move the goalpost slightly to challenge yourself, because what I think we need to do more as people in the fitness industry, but also human beings, is to challenge ourselves a bit more and not get complacent. So when you reach that goal of hitting that 5K, can you run 6K? Great, you did 6K. That might be the furthest that you've ran. Okay, next week, can you try 6.5? And just gradually moving the needle, because the more that you can challenge yourself physically and mentally, the better and stronger you're going to be. And if you can do that consistently, you reduce the risk of coronary heart disease, you reduce the risk of osteoporosis, of high blood pressure, of needing medication. In your 50s and 60s, you don't have to go to the doctor because you're fit and healthy as you are. And I think if people understood that, because a lot of people now are reactive instead of proactive.
Massively.
And what I try and do with my clients is get them to think, well, if in 10 years' time, you know, what do you want to look like? What's your lifestyle want to look like? What's your fitness want to look like? And are you on the right path now to get there? If not, then what changes can we make to get there? And instead of waiting for your doctor or your blood report to come back where you've got this wrong or this wrong and you need to take medication with this, do a fitness MOT, as I like to call it, every 6 months. I get my blood test done in Dubai once a year because I feel that I'm on top of a lot of things, but some people can do it every 6 months.
Yeah.
And get to see where those readings are, and then if they're below the norm or above and you might need to tweak them, then you've got then a plan that you can do that for your own fitness as an individual. And then that becomes important because to me there's nothing more important than being pain-free and being healthy as you get older. Whereas you're not needing a walking aid, you know, like a mobility scooter or a Zimmer frame. You're not needing to take medication to control your blood pressure. You're able to live your life, eat the foods you enjoy, exercise and have that, you know, balance. And I think more people should probably aim to do that than to get their report from the doctor and realize, oh, I need to do something about it now. My time's running out. I need to, you know,
Oops,
make
try and catch up
improvements.
now.
Because you make drastic changes, which then after a month you can't stick to. You know, so if you could
Try to make up for lost time.
Yeah, if you could make those little changes now, small increments, they're going to add up and make a bigger difference.
What other interests do you have is like that sit around this active lifestyle of yours? Obviously you're a football player, so you follow football and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like how important to have other interests, or what other interests do you have particularly that keep you on this pathway, or do you have like an out of the box interest as well?
Not really, no.
Pokemon.
No, I don't really have much. I used to read. I like to read, you know, I like to read a little bit, but I haven't read in a while because most of my free
Here's all
time
your books
now.
now.
I know, there's enough here, isn't it? But no, most of my free time now is with my wife and with my little boy. And he's 2, so he's at an age where he's learning, he's developing, and I try and be as present as I can around him to help with his learning and to spend time with him because you're not going to get that time back. So being self-employed, being able to manage my time, especially if my day is get up at 5, 6 o'clock client till 12 o'clock, that's my block. I'll come home, he wakes up from his nap, I see him for a couple of hours in the afternoon. On some days I'll go back out for evening clients, on some days I'll take off and I get to do bedtime. For me that's important because I get to spend more time with him. And you know, my friends, they do play paddle and some go cycling. They have a cycling club called Sip and Spin. And they do a coffee and they go to Al Qudra you know, on a Saturday morning, on a Wednesday. And friends I know do that and they've got their road bikes. But for me, I can't commit to that because my weekend is right now at this stage is for family. So I commit to that and that allows me to spend more time with them and that's what I enjoy.
How important is that to have someone that's that interest is like a relationship partner side of things? Like where would you, I don't know, I find that a lot of people, this relies on the relationship side of things, right? Like clients have come to me and one wants to get fit, the other one just doesn't give a shit. Like it's usually the female wants to be in better shape and the male's like, happy life.
Yeah.
And I've got to go drink or something.
It's a tough one, right? I think getting that dynamic, it can definitely prove really difficult. I think that people that I've worked with, the good habits, for example, if you've got a husband and a wife, and let's say the husband wants to get in shape, but the wife doesn't, or the wife wants to get in shape, but the husband doesn't.
Yeah.
That can prove difficult when on the weekends they go out for dinner. One's trying to eat healthy, have the sauce on the side, manage their calories. The other one is like, yeah, more dessert, more wine.
Yeah.
You know, it can be very difficult. But I think having someone who understands maybe the journey that you're on, can if they care about you, they'll support you, and then you'll be able to reach that goal that you want to achieve.
That's a different one because like it's a tough one, right? Because like for me, I'm like I don't want to be around someone that doesn't want to live their lifestyle. Yeah. Like I'm quite happy to move on. Like it's like, and or I'm actually more picky than that. To be fair, I'm like going, well, I'm not going to be around someone that doesn't want or live that lifestyle in the first place. I mean, it's easy enough to say. I mean, I'm single, whatever. But you know, I suppose it's from a from a relationship or partner perspective. have you always encouraged, like, can you get your other half to maybe come and join the gym or find their own passion or go?
She was already into her training before I met her.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I've worked in fitness for a very long time. Having someone that is already interested in exercise and fitness just made the connection a lot stronger.
100%, yeah.
So that really helped,
Yeah.
I think. But again, look, you can meet someone at a running club. You could meet
I was
someone
about to ask you about
at
running
a
clubs.
gym. You could meet someone in an exercise class. You can meet someone going for a walk at Kite Beach. Like, exercise can help you meet someone. And if you exercise currently and your partner doesn't, invite them along to a class or get them to, because as you touched upon earlier, the environment and the people that you spend your time with is either going to work for you or against you.
Yeah, totally.
So I think you have to be smart with how much time you invest in certain areas and certain friendship groups and communities. And as I've got older, I used to play football over here. I stopped because I wanted to push more on my personal training business, and I do miss that. But I find now that I'm at a stage where I've got that balance where my gym is my release, which is what the football used to give me.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I need that release.
Yeah,
so if you took the gym away from me, I don't know what I'd do.
You're lost,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd drive myself crazy. So finding something that fits in with what you enjoy, that you can continue to do, and maybe that your partner could either get involved in or at least support you in, which I think is key. If they can support your journey, then great, because then they understand that what you're doing is for your own health and they're on board with it.
Do you have other interests besides, like, you look thinking into peptides at the moment? Is there other interests that you think of when you look at Dubai or the UAE or potentially fitness as a whole, or something maybe outside of fitness, that really interests you to go like, oh, for example, being nutrition is one that does start to interest me. I don't know, I've never really been into nutrition before, like understanding the depth of it. I've always obviously been around it for such a long time that you know bits and pieces, but like I haven't studied peptides and stuff like that. But like, is there something of interest to you that you go like, man, that always comes up, you always are opinionated about?
Nutrition, not so much. I think I have a good awareness and understanding of nutrition, and I'm able to coach somebody on the foods and the relationships that foods have and the effect that it has on the body. Because you can eat certain foods and it can make you bloated, it can affect your gut, or it can give you energy, or it can make you more lethargic. For me, I want to learn more about AI and how maybe to implement that into a fitness space. I want to learn more about
for your
peptides.
personal fitness space or something?
Yeah,
Just
for mine, and for, I think in the future, I think there's going to be apps and technology where that could be really powerful. Peptides, I want to learn more about, because I feel that's going to definitely grow in the next 3 to 5 years. And also maybe more sport-specific coaching with athletes.
Okay.
Because I feel that I've worked in the fitness industry for nearly 20 years now, and I've worked with general population. I have worked with sports performers, and I've worked with pre- and postnatal clients. I've worked with people wanting to get in shape for a physique competition or to run a marathon. I feel I want to maybe take my skill set to the next level and work with professional athletes, because I feel that the goals and the standards of training would be different, and that would then challenge me.
What's something in the UAE or Dubai that you'd want to see change? You always go like, I wish they would change this, or I wish they would.
So Reps UAE have been working with Dubai Sports Council for a long time to try and standardize the level of personal trainers in a gym. And there are gyms across the city where people aren't qualified.
Yeah.
And I feel that that is a disjustice to people that are qualified and willing to help clients, because they've got their certifications, they've invested in themselves. There's a lot of people that aren't qualified that can cause more harm than good.
Yeah.
So what I would like to see happen is that there's tighter regulations in place, and gyms take maybe stricter measures on, okay, you're a personal trainer, before you bring your clients here or join this facility as a freelancer, let me see your qualifications. Are you level 2? Are you level 3 certified?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the basic level requirement that we need for you to train someone in our gym. If you've got it, great. If you haven't got it, you've got 6 months to get it.
Yeah.
And I feel then that will wipe out some people that aren't qualified, and then raise the standard across the board. And I think that will only be a good thing.
Because is PT becoming a free-for-all?
There's definitely been an influx of
Yeah.
people becoming personal trainers, and I think in Dubai, where the weather's good, people want to get in shape. They look outside, they spend a lot of time maybe at the beach or at a beach club. They're in their swimwear. There is more of a demand for personal training. But I don't think, for me, I don't think it would be an issue, because as a professional in the fitness industry, I'm confident in the standards that I deliver and in the knowledge that I have to pass on to people. So I don't feel that even if there were more people to come to Dubai and come into the fitness space, obviously there are people that I would like to reach and I would like to be as knowledgeable or as good as a coach as them or earn as much as them. I feel that there are a lot of people that are coming here that aren't quite at the level that it should be.
Yeah, okay.
So therefore they might not stay here for long.
Would it be then, because there is obviously an issue with that, and I see it a bit of a free-for-all. But is it how much could reps do, or how much is it going to be about public education? You know, because at the end of the day, someone goes like, "Oh, I'm paying for it, so I'll take who I want." You know, whether they're certified or not, because they've got a six-pack or.
I think the answer is why it hasn't really.
It's like, how do you regulate it?
Well, that's the thing. The answer is why hasn't it happened already? Because it's so difficult to standardize everything and to get people to police it. Essentially, you know, like let's say this gym is called Number One. If Number One Gym did that today, any personal trainer, in-house or freelance, and they were strict. Number One Gym did it. Other gyms then might be like, oh well, I'm not gonna PT there, and the trainers then might move to a different gym, so then they lose freelance revenue because of. Yes, everybody does it. Let's say they announced that everything has to be done by May the 1st. Okay, across the board, the government, municipality are behind it. They're going to come in and check. Everyone needs to have their certification. I've got to have the manpower and to police it, which is why I think it hasn't actually taken.
I don't know how many boot camps or how many trainers I see down there, or coaches, coach, or a gymnastics coach, or a fitness coach, or a coach, and then what certifications are available, right?
Yeah, and you know, no doubt they're probably taking money for that group session. They're doing semi-private or small group personal training, or even an exercise class. So, to me, qualifications to give that advice. You know, if they do, great. If they don't, because they're putting the people that they're working with at risk. You know, they need to know the fundamentals. Just enough.
Totally.
Also, you know, I've been a tutor and an assessor within those diplomas, and you need to do more after that. You can't just be like, right, I'm done, I'm qualified.
Massively.
It's a qualification that you get for life.
Yeah.
But you have to keep learning. You have to upscale. You have to do CPD on top. And I think that's the important thing, is that if someone is newly qualified, you should still try and look for doing the next thing, because that's how you learn and that's how you get more experience.
Oh, I'm a massive thing on it. Like, I'm like, people that stop learning, and I think you know, look at it like from the PTs must be qualified and all these PTs are doing their own thing. That the other side of it is that the ones that do put that work in stand out and usually have more success.
Yeah.
Like 95% of them have more success. And I think it's not easy, but I think it's across anything. So if someone wants to be good at something or be successful at something, just put in more. I think that most people just don't put enough work in, and I think like now with what's going on here, and survive through it, it's because you just didn't put enough work in. But I think the person who's got the mindset of like, I'm just trying to skim by, about, oh, there's no work, there's not, like, people are saturated, it's so hard these days. Point, improve yourself or your skill set or your ability, not only from the networking side of things, they're going out and meeting more people, they're going, I can't find clients. There's 9 million people in this world, like in the city alone, how can you not find clients enough for you? And if you're finding you don't offer them enough value.
Yeah.
And it's one of the gripes that I have. Like for me, it's just because you're too fucking lazy. Like you don't put enough effort in, or time in, or work in to something, whatever it is. Like PT, and I think it's a lot of things as well.
I think if you've got your own personal standards, and let's say you've got a specific number of sessions that you want to hit each week, or you've got a certain number of income that you want to hit each month.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to give advice for free.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put the time and effort into whether it's creating content, or whether it's going on podcasts, or whether it's going to a networking event. You have to be able to show value first so that people can learn and trust you.
Yeah.
When you do that, you might then get a lead or a few calls or a few new followers, and then when they might not buy straight away, they might not ask you, they might not even start conversation. But then if they see that what you're doing holds value, and that as a fitness professional you're trying to add value to the industry by educating, by giving people more knowledge, by just being genuine and authentic, you would think that the return of investment then will come later down the line. You know, so I think it's sometimes the hard thing that I find is if I do those things and I maybe don't get a couple of new clients, well, why? I've done this, and you know that person was interested. Why have they not reached out? But then 2 months later, they do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what took you so long? But also, like, I can understand they're doing it on their terms, on their timeline, and when they feel maybe they have the finances, or maybe they have the commitment, and they're like, right, now I'm ready.
Yeah.
So it's doing the things that often might not give you the results straight away, but then later down the line will reap the reward.
I find it funny, like, I do find it funny. The social media side of things, I just see it so often. I'm just like, it's cringy. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not fucking amazing when it comes to social media and stuff like that. My belief is raw and real, just because of the authenticity of, like, this is why I go live on this thing. It's just going live, and this is a starting point. I'm not saying like I'm the best podcast or anything like that, or live stream or whatever. But like, it's funny is like I have this is a little personal journey of, I've set a 730-day, a 2-year, just go live, raw, real, just have these conversations with people like yourself, and these conversations, and I've lost it. Because my learning was, when trying to sell someone like, oh, I can help you do this, I can help you do that, always fell away. Because you're trying to convince someone instead of just showing someone and building that trust or the connection. So when I was with Les Mills, obviously, the trust was there, the connection was there, because I'd see them on a regular basis. They didn't come up to me and ask for personal training off the first class or the first interaction. It's because they came along, they liked that one, a week, and it was time later. That took me a while to learn. Now, so I understand that when people go like, oh, I can't find any clients, I went to the one class, I went to the one community run, and I didn't get a client from it. It was like, well, no shit. It needs to take that 100+ interactions or connections before you're actually going to start building and compounding that momentum. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. Talk to one and then another. And
it's building relationships. It's being able to communicate, and it's gaining trust.
Yeah.
I think those are probably the 3 things that can help you gain more credibility and also grow your business or get more clients. I think a lot of people now, they tend to do 1 or 2 things on social media, or they tend to think, I'll just do that. It's like, well, that's not enough. You kind of, for me, you have to kind of be good at a bit of everything. You know,
what is enough for you? Like, what would be your what would be your thought? What's your opinion on that?
For me, enough is where I'm able to not worry about how many sessions I'm doing each week. Where I've got a good, regular client base. Where if someone travels, I've got someone that slots in. Where I've got a good, because being self-employed, your income fluctuates, right?
Yeah.
Particularly from my face-to-face. My online is set. So I know that my mainstream of business can be affected by the war that's going on, or the weather, because there's floods and the gym's closed and my clients can't get to the gym. So for me, I need to be, I want to get my business to a level now where I build it back up post-war, where my clients are back, they're routine, they're in their structure, they've got regular sessions, and I can help them get to a personal level and stay consistent with it. Because I know that if I can do that face-to-face, then the online business will also grow, and then the workshops that I deliver will also then start to develop as people get back into the office, because they're working from home now. So it will come. I just have to continue doing the right thing.
What kind of KPIs do you have for that, like as far as social media or emails or reach outs or anything like that? Do you have a particular?
Yeah, so there's an email database, there's a newsletter that I've started to do, and just putting things on my story, and if people replying back to them and being punctual and prompt.
Yep.
You know, because if people do show an interest, then they obviously subconsciously like what you do, or maybe think that you can help them, and then it's if you ignore that, then that could potentially be a lead that you've let slide.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for me, it's just about doing the right things consistently, and trying to impact more people to be healthier, fitter, and active. And if I can do that, then I know that I've done it off the morals and the values that I believe in, that I can use to help people. You know?
Is there a question that you ask your clients more often than not? Like, you know, find like is it like why do you keep making the same mistake? Why do you not?
Mainly their nutrition,
Yeah.
because that plays a big part in how they perform, and because I can't see that, I'll always ask my clients, right, what did you eat for breakfast today? Did you eat before our session? What have you got planned for lunch? What does your dinner look like? And getting them to tell me, because even though I can't control what they eat, I can influence it.
Yeah.
And then even the conversation that I say, right, okay, what sources can you have for protein? Maybe you can eat more Greek yogurt, maybe you can have some cottage cheese, maybe you can have some more eggs, maybe you can have a protein shake. Oh, okay, cool. And then they'll remember one of those. So then later on when they're hungry, instead of going for a chocolate bar, they might go for a Greek yogurt with some blueberries. So it's just getting them to think about being in control and making those decisions, those good decisions, when they're not with me.
Yeah, 100%. Is there anything like, because I'm thinking of sports, fitness, I'm thinking a little bit away from the PT side of things, like the issues here for trainers. Like, what is your opinion that why trainers or sports coaches fail? What do you have a top 3 reasons, or in your opinion, why they fail?
I don't know, because I don't know many that have. A lot that I have within my network are doing well.
Yeah.
You know, they're still in the industry. There are people that I work with at Fitness First 8 to 9 years ago that are still in the fitness industry, whether that's with Fitness First, or whether that's at a different gym, or whether that's, you know, in a CrossFit or a swim setting, or as a freelance personal trainer like me and self-employed. They're still doing well.
Yeah.
You know, so I think why people might fail partly comes down to the passion that they have for that industry. Because if you're not passionate about it, you might lose interest. If you're not willing to put in the time and the effort to grow your brand, or to help people without expecting instant return, that might then make people more deflated, and can make them think, oh, well, this isn't for me, I'm going to try something else.
Yeah.
But if you are in the fitness industry or wanting to get into the fitness industry, I think it's definitely worth it, because, you know, you're helping people, you're improving your own skills and mindset, you're living a healthy lifestyle. It allows you then to do so much more in terms of the quality of the life that you can have as you get older.
That's it, actually, on the freelance to the working for a space. Like, for me, I don't think people understand what it means to be a freelancer. Like, if you were to give the advice on go work for someone or freelance, what's that? Why would you be advising one way or the other? Or what would you be advising?
Depends on the stage of their career.
Okay.
I think if you're a newly qualified PT, I would always advise, in my opinion, to go work for a gym first. Understand the gym setting, understand the market, understand what personal training is, learn from other trainers that are there. I think that's really important. And then when you feel confident enough and you're able to retain the clients that you have, then you could look to set up on your own and go freelance. Because, you know, you've got freelance costs, you've got to pay for your own insurance. You might have to pay for your own visa, like I do. You might have to pay rent at the gym to train people there. Yes, you get to set your own prices and you keep what you make, but there are a lot of outgoing costs initially. Whereas if you don't have that client base already and you're new, you're going to be in a deficit, which can be hard to then try and get out of that deficit initially. So I would say if you're new, get into a gym, understand the market, the industry, and the location and the demographic. And then if you gain that experience and you're doing well in that setting, probably going freelance is better because the gym isn't going to take a cut of what you make. And then you can be in charge of your time. I can meet you at lunchtime on a Wednesday. Because I manage that time. So I think it's important that you have more control over your schedule and what you do.
Do you think Dubai is the best place to be a personal trainer?
I can only comment on 2 places. I've been in the UK and I've been here, but in the UK it was more fitness management. But I think Dubai is a very good place to just be in fitness in general. You know, to be a coach, whether that's a lifestyle coach, a Pilates instructor, a personal trainer. There's a lot of opportunity here, and that's why I like it. There's always going to be clients. People have money. People want to improve their health. But there is a demand then for the industry to continue to grow. And I think it is a good place to be.
Do you think that growth is going to be more to niche down, or is it just generalized, or more there's more active people? Or
I think it will get more as a niche, but I also feel that people that are maybe doing well in the industry now and doing running clubs and all that, that might dip, and there might be something new that comes on the scene. So even if you're not into doing what's in the fitness industry right now, something with AI may come along in the future. Or there might be something else that gets reinvented or whatever, and you might then enjoy that. So there's a lot of opportunity that can definitely happen in the fitness space, with technology or without.
I'm going to ask you an off-the-cuff random one. What are your thoughts on robots running a marathon in China?
I think it's crazy. Honestly, I think it's bonkers that we're actually witnessing this, and they got a great time as well.
Well, the robot.
Yeah,
it's like a calving on the course.
I don't know how I'd feel if one of those came running past me. But
running past you, like as in
running past me, yeah, it would probably run past me.
I just turned around, and looked at the car, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I just need to do parking as well.
Because that's a bit of obviously a random thing. When I saw that, I was like, what the F? And they had the dogs, whatever it was. But they've had it here too. The Gymnations had robots in their gym.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like spotting somebody apparently. I don't know if it was an AI thing or they actually had one that sit there and I was like, so like.
I think there is a place for AI and robots, but I think human-to-human personal training is always going to be more effective. You know, you understand the individual, you have empathy, you can be more on their level, and you can just understand them better, basically, which I think is a big part of coaching.
What do you think is missing in today's world then, as far as like from an active lifestyle? Is there anything missing, or is it just we just get to get better?
What's missing?
I mean, I don't think there is missing, or something else you'd like to see. Like obviously with the AI and technology here, right?
Yeah.
People there's some people that are scared about it. Now you want to see what potentially it could do to enhance training or active lifestyles. Technology becoming a massive thing, and something going to keep advancing. I mean, from a basic ChatGPT gives you a workout to your smartwatches or whatever. You know, if I start talking about peptides and that, then is it going to start coming up my social media feed? You know.
I think what's missing is maybe the education for people that, you know, not everything is marketed the right way, meaning certain foods might be misleading because it's got protein in. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. It might have 2 grams more of protein than the regular packet of crisps, but it's advertised as protein crisp. So
is that bullshit in your opinion, or is it just like Yeah,
I think things need to be a bit more transparent, and there's a lot of things in the industry that is misleading. And even I get sometimes caught in the trap of, oh, what's that? Is that actually good for me? But keep it basic, keep it simple. And ultimately, if you feel that you're in a place where you need to make an improvement to your physical health or your mental health, the sooner that you can start to do that, the better.
Because like I'm not going like get better whole thing. I got to a point where I burnt out, right? So I was like, oh,
okay.
because I'm trying to help certain people. There's this, some people you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And so my entire thing flipped was like, not in a bad way, I don't think, but from a point of view, like, look, I'm just going to focus on what I can do, what I'm going to do, what I think is right, and if people want to be involved in that, great. So instead of a push, more of a, I suppose, an attraction or gravitation or a pull, whatever you want to think of it. I had to flip that from, say, what was missing. I think that I think you're always going to be battling against marketing. Like there's such a big battle. Like people want to go have their protein shakes or their protein biscuit, their protein ice cream, or their protein shisha or whatever the fuck it is. It's like going, oh, you know, I used to get annoyed by people thinking that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, think of it like this, right? Is a protein shisha, or which is, you know, mad that's actually going to be a thing. Is a protein shisha or a protein bar going to be more beneficial to your health than reducing the calories across the day? Like people think, I need to eat more protein, I'm going to get a protein bar. It's full of sugar. It doesn't keep you full for long. You're still going to be hungry after it. Whereas if you were to have something different, like Greek yogurt with some blueberries, you're still getting the sweetness taste with the blueberries.
Yeah.
But the protein is a lot higher. And then that might keep you fuller for longer. So then your cravings for the rest of the day are going to be less. So it's, people also, I think, nowadays are very much on, I need to do an ice bath. Do this, I need to do it. It's like, no, you just need to get a balance where your sleep is good, your exercise is balanced across the week, some strength and some cardio, and your nutrition, most of the time, 80-20 healthy.
Yeah.
That's the basic. Spending money on doing an ice bath, and people spending money doing infrared saunas and all this. An athlete, yes, it makes a difference. But for the average person, you don't need it. And then you'd go and drink 4 pints of beer, like watching the football.
Yeah.
So it's like, which is more important, you know, and which is going to help you the most. So. Correct.
But is it, from a trainer's point of view, fighting a losing battle?
Sometimes yes, but I think about the clients and the people that you work with, you'll be persistent, and eventually they'll turn around and they'll start to see, well, actually, that's not good for me, and go from 4 drinks on the weekend down to 3 or down to 2. Walk the next day, and I start my day the right way, and I feel better for it. Are people that you can't change, so a lot of it depends on of authenticity, and are they telling you the right things to do, and does that person actually want to change? How much is on them, and they feel that they can do that change with your support.
Well, what kind of person would you not help? You said no to clients before. It's like,
yeah, don't really align with the morals and values with me as a coach. So if you want a quick fix, if you're going to turn up late for our sessions, if you're going to cancel 2 or 3 times a week on me, I can't train you because it takes up too much mental my side, which isn't being reciprocated on the client side. You know, you need to kind of meet halfway or meet in the middle.
There's no trying to train a deaf dog by talking to it. You've got to, you've literally got to be like,
you know, it's a lot of energy and a lot of your time on trying to change someone if they're not else. You know, it's a two-way process.
How important is the gear then? And like, because like, important. Do you find that it's important for people to help them get into a or a lifestyle?
I think
or
one of the things I actually say to some clients, if they have lost a new outfit, because that might encourage you then to be more active, you know, and it might then give you that little bit of a boost. Be excited to go and exercise and to work out again. And with the way I used to have a Whoop, I had it for about 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Found it really informative, gave me a lot of data, a lot of information, but it started to have a negative effect because I'd wake up
numbers.
thinking I'd slept well,
Yeah.
and I'd check the app, and it would have a negative impact, and I'd start my day thinking, good, why am I not in the red? Why? And then I would even get to a point where I'd reduce the intensity of my training because the Whoop told me to. Felt physically. So of the lifestyle and the habits that I needed to change, I thought I can go better off my intuition than I can by that telling me that I slept bad when actually I thought I slept well. I think unless you're an athlete, standard, professional sports person, and you've got someone that can monitor that data and metrics for you, overwhelming.
Yeah. What do you think about podcasts and stuff?
From what perspective?
Like good for if you're trying to. Why would you encourage someone as a trainer? Like, if you're talking about people that need to see you, right? So to say as a trainer, you want to grow your business, you want to connect with people. So where's the effect of social media, podcasts? Like, why would you do reels, or why would you do, or what kind of reels would you do? What podcasts? Like, what do you want to get across in podcasts?
So from
your
my
perspective.
position, I try and go from an education. I try to give reels or information on something that the client or the person watching can action or can. Some people that are better than me at doing this will go from a more comedy, funny standard, which then gets views and gets engaged. I think it comes down to what your personality is. Probably, spend more time and get someone to support me with that, because I'm not at the level of some other people, I think, when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But I'd have to then invest in that,
Yeah.
because I feel like I don't physically have the time with being self-employed, having a wife, having a 2-year-old running around. I don't have the time to really commit to make that better myself. I'd have to then outsource that and get support with that.
Because you see, because when you talked about it before, like as far as getting clients, and you thought like an email list or a social media or just going out and networking, what's the most valuable in your opinion? Obviously, ideally doing all of them would be great, but I mean,
most of the new clients I get are from referrals.
Yeah.
So it's from the clients that I currently work with.
Yeah.
That speak highly of you and refer you to somebody else. And I think those are the most powerful ones, because you've developed and built that trust with them. So number one, they're going to recommend you if they think you're good. And number two, it's partly on them if they recommend you and you don't do a good job, because they've recommended you. So those are the most powerful ones, and those type of clients then will stay with you probably for a long time. And those are the type of clients that will invest in a 6-month package or a program, because they want to see the change. Whereas someone who you might get through social media or through your website or in the street might not be as committed. The referrals are the stronger ones. So do a good job with the clients that you have.
Do you have that thing though? Do you have that like mindset of going into a session, I've got to do a good job here, I've got to make this client so they get a referral, or
no,
just you doing
not
your
to
do?
get a referral, but more to give them a good experience and a better get on their own. So all of my clients have different focuses and different goals, and if I can get them to a place where when they leave they're in a better place than when they left, then I'm happy with it. Because I know that over time, if they're training 3-4 times a week, they're going to see change. They follow advice, they listen to my nutrition advice, they monitor their stress levels, they get to bed early, they home cook their food. If they do those things and they train in a good intensity where we track through an app. So the really good thing about the training is that it shows previously what they've done. So this is what you did last week, and it's on their phone. So you might see me in the gym with their phone in my pocket, and we record the session, because then if they travel, they've got that program with them wherever they go, so there's no excuses. That then gives them a motivation where they want to beat themselves from what they did last week.
The old, obviously for me, this I could keep talking about this forever, but I'll kind of leave it at this as far as like the things inside of things like that, because like it is a big thing that I feel like this industry is falling apart as far as personal trainer. I think this is more falling through the gaps because I just find like that a lot of people don't put the time and effort in, and I like it's, I'll give you some weird stuff, and it's like I'm trying to work this one out personally. To be fair, is like trying to help more trainers be better. They always come. They all say, I need more clients. I can't find clients. Like literally, it's the same stuff. And then if you tell them it's because you're too lazy, you just don't work hard enough to better yourself, then they go like, oh, okay. And then they come back around 3 months, 6 months later, and it kind of gives me the same feel of a person who's not really willing to change as far as doesn't actually want to get fitter.
Yeah.
And so I find like that's a constant.
It is difficult, and you know, I mentioned earlier, given the war that's happening, nearly half of my clients have left the country, and obviously that makes a big impact on how much money I make per week, per month, right, from face to face.
Yeah.
So even though some of those did do online training with me, it still made a big impact on how much money I was making. Now, I had two options. I could have either thought, okay, maybe they've left, they're not coming back, bury my head in the sand, what am I going to do? Or I could continue to be positive, think about, well, I trust that I'm a good trainer. I know that I've got the skill set. I know that they will come back, and if they don't, I could get somebody else that will train with me, that will...
Did you fall asleep?
No. That will take their slot, and that will then potentially work with me and be a good client. And I've taken on 2 clients in the last week as a result of that. Yeah. So it's just, I think, about being true to your values and your belief. You know, if you want to train a certain client, or if you believe in health and fitness should be like this, or helping people is your main goal, this is the area you need to, you know, focus on. Keep doing that, because it will eventually pay off. Yeah, you know, it's a bit like a bank account. You keep putting money in weekly, you're not going to see the interest straight away, and then 2 or 3 months down the line, you know, my money or my bank interest has gone up. So it's kind of trying to be true to your values, but also you want to maybe look outside the box a little bit and speak to businesses. Say, I'm a personal trainer, let me come in and give you a workshop in your lunch hour. Or I'm going to do a free boot camp every Saturday at the beach, or I'm going to do a free personal training session on the 1st of the month for anybody who wants to know more about how to do a deadlift or how to do a hack squat. So then you're kind of offering people an opportunity that when you get them there, your skills and your knowledge should then convert them into
massively. I think that's the biggest problem people have, whether it be social media or other, is they all do the whole, I can help you lose weight, call me. Why would I call you? I've got zero idea what you're doing, you know, how you would do it. You know, maybe you aren't knowledgeable, but how you deliver it makes a difference as well. That's why, for me, like live streams and stuff like that, I think that's a way forward. It's just people to go live so people can really see you and can really connect with you and just be like, oh, cool. And if they want to ask a question in real time, I don't think it's going to come off the first time. Like I can tell you now, like this one here goes from 1, I think it's going to 8 or 9 viewers at one point. Like it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's not about what happens there one moment. So that compounding effect, and that's why for me it's like a every day for 2 years type of thing. And it's just you can make that connection with people, but you've actually you can show them more really your understanding, your depth of knowledge, who you are as a person, because people want to not just look for someone who knows what they're talking about, but the one they can connect with as well, right?
And you know, it can happen this afternoon, or it can happen in a week's time, or in a month's time. I think you just have to be in it for the long game, basically. Because when I was self-employed and I started out 9 years ago in Dubai, you know, I didn't really know people then. I had to put myself out there, I had to network, I had to do fitness events, I had to, you know, do triathlons and body physique competitions, and put myself in different situations where I could learn and grow, but also I could meet new people and then grow my brand and grow the network. And it does take time to do that. So you just have to kind of be patient with it.
Well, I appreciate your time, man.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been
cool.
a good chat.
Conversations like
I think hopefully this does, you know, give more people an understanding of what Fine Fit People is, but also what personal training is like.
Yeah,
Dubai.
massively.
And it'd be nice if more people then shared their own views and perspectives of what they're currently doing in the industry or in their line of work and where they want to get to, and hopefully people that have watched this might think, oh, yeah, I could do that, or I could share some knowledge or some information that might help someone somewhere.
But it's funny because the same thing we're doing right now is the same thing that I'd recommend to trainers to do. To just get online, whether it be through a reel or through a post or whatever. Like you just said, just give some education and do it more consistency.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Yeah.
because you can get to a point, and like I do, went through points that things are great and then died out.
I think people though, if you think about the superficial element, I think people are maybe afraid to do things live because it's not scripted.
Right, a lot of people are scared of it because they get
scripted.
exposed.
There's nothing that they can actually read from.
Yeah.
It's raw, it's authentic, and I think that does make a difference. And then you get to see then which people are genuine and which people are actually using ChatGPT and reading off a script.
Totally, actually. I think it's the way forward, to be honest. Personally, just on that basis.
I think so. I used to do a few live workouts through COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Home workouts and HIIT, and I was absolutely blowing. I was in my living room, I had a pair of dumb bars, and I do a live.
You mentioned before this. I was saying let's go to a workout. Like,
it was good because off the back of that, people then felt that they knew you more.
Massively.
And they got to understand you, and they were like, oh, this isn't just a normal personal trainer. This person actually cares for somebody, or they actually want to help somebody. And I think that's an important angle to come from.
Massively.
Because you do gain more trust in doing that.
Actually, I was going to... from that perspective, like an opinion on, like I've been trying to, I mean, this is good, even more little background on just a little segment. Like in the last 7 days, I've probably posted on social media, hey, if you want to chat or if you know someone that I can help get more active, not necessarily train them, but to hook them up with yourself, right? Go see Nicky or go see this community or whatever, right? Or personal trainers and stuff like that. I've had 2 people respond out of 7 or so posts online, which are kind of my mind. 2 things. One is like, do people just not want help, or is that that's part of that process? I need to build more value of I can help you, I'm going to help you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately it's down to them, really. I think the ball is in their court, but I feel that sometimes, in the weekday, my first session this morning, I was up at 5. My first session was at 6. I was back to back, and then I came straight here. So I was able to, because I'm self-employed, manage my time and leave a window to do that. I will need to leave soon because I need to get back. I have some lunch before my next client. But I think sometimes people might not have the ability in their schedule to give that free time. Some people might be a bit unsure about, well, what am I going to talk about? Like what am I going to say? But for me, I feel quite confident in my knowledge and experience that I can talk to pretty much anybody about fitness and health because I'm still learning as well. But I can share some knowledge and value in some form of capacity that people can take away.
One of the biggest learnings, though, and I want to clip this part as well, is that when you're saying things, you're not like saying, oh, this is how you should do it and this is the right way. It's like, in my opinion, and this is what I know, and I'm just sharing it with you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when it comes to social media especially, or on podcasts, and to your point, they're like, they don't want to do it live because they will get exposed because actually they're trying to pretend to be something they're not, or they don't have the experience or the knowledge to actually
it could be
see
both,
it through.
It could be both of those things, right? And I think...
but it's important though, like I think it's to do that, like you should have, like right now people can see you for you, see that you do have the knowledge, you do have the understanding. And
we met today. I kind of didn't know what exactly the conversation was going to be.
I didn't really know to ask either.
But
I knew I wanted to talk.
It's sometimes better that way because then you're doing it off the cuff and it is more real and more honest. So I do think more people should get involved and should help find fit people.
Oh, we will. Like, that's cool.
Because that's the whole message.
I'm gonna start going to like the gym facilities and stuff like that. And like I was saying before, like them, it's just to join a little vlog, live vlog, recorded vlogs, whatever, and just clip bits from here as far as advice and information.
The fitness events are great. Like I've seen you know, post rugby and football
Yeah.
events, and sometimes like was it
Randomly
something in
shop.
Sharjah or a marathon or something?
Yeah, I was at
Marathon.
Ajman, and I was at Queen, and I was actually at at Crucible, but then
yeah.
someone else we were at the PAX X there. Actually, that's another thing I want to get more involved in and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I think it's good because it gives people a channel where they can watch things and be up to date with what's going on in the UAE and within the industry.
That's
but
the
also
hope.
it gives real life experiences on what it's like.
Plus, I'm lazy if I'm honest. When it comes to post-production, I fucking hate.
Yeah.
I hate going through the clipping and the editing, and because I just think also I think it's fake as well. Like
Also,
I'm totally against it.
It's time consuming, isn't it? I think it does take time, but I think it does then look professional and it does add value
Yeah.
when it's done because it looks the part. Like if I was to do a video with a reel at home,
Yeah.
I don't have a microphone.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's been making coffee constantly in the time that we've been talking, but hopefully
people
people
chatting
can
around.
still hear.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not
I don't know if you
affected the
checked the
quality of the
volume.
video. Has it? Or are we good? No, we're good. We're good. So, yeah.
Because I did do a video, and I'm a big believer in walk the walk. So like I did like literally I was talking to Deepra, and I met her at Salt, and she was like, you know, let's catch up. What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's just go live, and then we started having a conversation about going live or doing social media and just talking with people. And I was like, yeah, literally just pulled it out of the bag, put it on there, and pushed live, and then we had a talk. But what I fucked up in was I didn't check the mics. And so the whole hour and 20 was silence. I was like, well, there's a way you do it. I mean, this is, I look at it from the perspective of, like yesterday, I sat down at Salt. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but like, turn it on. But like, that's for me, putting myself in the space of, I'll feel stupid, I'll feel nervous or something, I want to be unsure. But I mean, people go through that when they're developing and when they're learning, and that's just the learning curve. And I've learned from that first one with Deepra. I learned, like, no, I've met 3 or 4 people just sitting, talking randomly type of things. And I know that if I do it over the next 2 years, it'll
I
just
think
grow
it's
and flow.
again, it's gaining that experience as well.
Yeah.
Because whether you realise it or not, the more you do something that puts you out of your comfort zone or makes you feel a bit nervous or unsure, the more you do it, you streamline it, you get better at it.
100%.
And then, you know, 6 months in the line, you'll be looking back at this video, and I'd be sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, why did I sit like that? Why did I say that?" And then you're at a different level. You know, you've advanced, and you think, "Oh, well, actually, I needed to do that to get to this point where I'm now better at speaking or better at doing
100%.
live social media calls."
Totally. I don't think there's much of that in that space around here. Is there any live?
No, I don't think so.
Everyone does the whole.
There used to be, as I say, in COVID, there used to be a lot of live
I even do the live workouts and stuff like
videos
that.
and all that. And I have done a couple of live Q&As before.
Oh yeah, online.
Where, yeah. So for example, I do it and they would, hello.
Hey buddy.
I do it and they would ask
eating?
the question off the cuff. And
Ah,
like,
yeah.
For example, you know, how often should I be doing strength training? What should I be focusing on? And then I would answer it as it came up. That was quite good, but again, it depends on the time of day and if people are on their phone at that time and able to actually ask those questions, because otherwise you've got no questions and you're just sitting there thinking, "Oh, right, okay, nobody wants to ask me anything." So you have to get that right. Yeah.
Dumpty do, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking with Mike about this. Like, you keen to be doing something a bit more often and regularly, like.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm happy to
pull you in remotely
to
as well,
do
by the way.
some more conversations and talks about different topics, because I feel there's so much in the industry that can be spoken about.
Yeah.
And, you know, meeting up with fellow fitness professionals like yourself, it helps you understand the industry better.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned a few things today, you might have learned a few things from me, and I think it just helps you grow, helps you understand more.
100%. Literally, I think it's actually one of the things that's missing in the industry over here, actually globally, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's just a regular space for people to get involved with in live discussions. In fact, one of the things I want to do is organise a weekly, maybe an evening, where people can come along and do a live chat in front of an audience.
Yeah.
Like, so people can just sit down, have chats, and then people can just ask questions, you know, whether it be on, because I'm obviously a big fan of live, and I want to do that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's kind of something that I want to
that sounds good.
go down in those lines as well. So if you're keen on that, so yeah, I'm going to clip from this video. Because I mean, I just pushed, you know, you were sitting down, I already pushed live. Actually, I started talking to this, and it's just like talking away as well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yes, that.
I know, but when I push live to start with.
Everyone's going to think we're really intelligent because we're surrounded by books.
Yeah.
You were like, God, we live in a library, these guys.
Oh, that was planned as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've read all of those up there. I haven't done these ones yet.
It's quite cool. I don't know how many there is around here.
There's a lot. There's definitely a lot. And it goes around all the way around there too.
Oh, there's chemistry in here as well. Jeez. Physics. Oh, heck. Biology.
Can we go to the start again and I can pretend to read like a book that's really intelligent to make me...
I'll walk in. Oh, hey Nicky.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicky. What are you reading? Find there's a Richard Branson one there. Oh, Federer. That's pretty cool.
Just learning from Federer.
Yeah. Working on my backhand.
Yeah.
Pop it out. You play tennis?
No.
No?
No, I've played paddle a few times. Racket sports have never been... I've never really enjoyed them. Like I've always been football, rugby, athletics.
Yeah.
Was my background, and then...
I play a bit of rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
from Wales, of course. Played rugby
truly?
in school. Yeah. Well, rugby was like the main sport up until... it was definitely more structured for rugby than football in Wales. But as I was coming through secondary school, football was obviously more popular.
Okay.
So it kind of changed, and then I got picked up by Swansea City. So then football was the only thing I could do because I wasn't allowed to play rugby and other sports as well.
Yeah, massively.
And then
So you play for Swansea City? Oh, wow, mate. Awesome.
Yeah, I do miss it. I do miss the football.
Yeah.
But again, my focus now is gym and wellness and health.
Yeah, lifestyle.
So that's my release, which has replaced football.
Yeah. What kind of discussions would you like to have? Like, what kind of topics do you like to talk about?
I don't know really.
So I can talk about anything because I just want to know more.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a good thing would be maybe to get people or the audience to come up with a topic that they'd like to know more about, and then maybe we could help give our opinions and our experience on that. Because then you're helping people specifically because they've asked for a certain thing.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, there's so much you can talk about. You can talk about hypertrophy training and which are the best exercises for strength, and should you do compound exercises before isolation. You could talk about nutrition, how to balance your food, how to count your calories and your macros, how much protein you should be eating per day. You could talk.
Do you force people on tracking?
I encourage it initially.
Yeah.
Because tracking your food, for me, gives the client more awareness of what they are eating. And most of the time they're surprised in how many calories are in their breakfast, for example.
Massively.
So it gives them that awareness. Over the long term, I try to be, depending if my client has let's say they have a wedding or a fixed goal, I wouldn't get them to track all the time because it's sometimes too overwhelming for them to fit in with their lifestyle, their job, their work, being a family. Like, it's too much for them to do and they forget to do it. So initially I try to get them to do it so they get an understanding of it. Then we try and hit certain targets, right? What foods have you eaten today? What have you had? Did you have any snacks? And you can kind of gauge whether they've deviated too far away from the plan or not.
Trying to like unagi them or miyagi them, where teach them like, oh, I should actually that. Once they go to understanding like that's too much or that's not enough, then it's like okay,
It's more from a nutritional standpoint. It's more to make them aware of what foods they should be eating on a regular basis, and how those foods react to them. Because certain foods might make them feel bloated, certain foods might have a quick release or a slow release of energy, and it's making them understand that what they should be having before their training or after their training can make a big difference to their energy levels.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. We'll let you go for lunch. We'll hook up for another. We'll do another session
I need to go for lunch.
later on, bro. But Appreciate it as
thank you,
always,
mate.
man.
It's been good to catch up. I hope people watching
totally.
got some value from it and some interest.
Oh, I'll be on and off, and like I said, like I'll just clip them all up, and then there'll be particular parts
Yeah.
people want to have, and I
Cool.
find it so much easier. Like now, like literally, you could clip like 90 separate pieces of it, like content, and just keep launching those out, type of thing, you know.
Yeah,
And that's why I
sounds
think it's a good way to do it like this as well, and obviously tag you in them and stuff like that. So yeah, man, nah. Let's go get some. I didn't realize what the time was. It was like 10 to 1. I was like, oh, wait. Gee. Is it?
Wow.
Far out. In saying that, like I sat down the other day and I just stand around Salt and just, I think it was an hour and a half, 2 hours, same type of thing too, just getting used to comfortable being uncomfortable type of thing.
Yeah.
Which probably helped with this one here because it was just like, oh yeah, another question or another thing, another thought, just comes out. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think we covered a lot.
We did, right? Yeah.
Didn't we?
Actually, I feel like I could have asked you a billion more questions if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go to the depth of this. I like to really, I like to dig in, and I like to find like practical things, application that people can take away as well, like a learning that they can go and apply. Like, because I'm thinking of like also from a content point of view. Like for me, obviously, it's the more value I can give to someone who's listened, the better.
Yeah.
The valuable, cool, they'll listen again, they'll listen again, they'll listen again. That's why how I'm looking at it. So I'm always trying to search that bit of information or something like that.
Yeah, and I think for me, this is why I enjoy doing things like this, is because you get to learn from other people in the industry, and each person has their own philosophy or standpoint on fitness of their background, what they're trying to achieve, how they're trying to help people, and what they can bring.
Yeah.
So it is good to get an understanding of how people do that.
Well, the details in the YouTube, it's Instagram Nicky_fitness, or it's the website Nicky-fitness.com. So that's in the description down below.
Cool.
There you go. I know people won't watch this part of it, so I know it's going to be already in there down below.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far after 2.5 hours, bloody well done.
Yeah. They must have been on the treadmill walking. They must have done a few calories by now. But
Now in the replay, chuck in comments, and I'll take it in. Awesome, man. Yeah.
Cool.
We can switch that one off. That's so cool. Yeah, it's fine. Like actually, it's funny because I do it with what I'm going to have eventually is I'll have the YouTube and I'll have the TikTok and